film school. We are here to draft. The professors are here to draft to see who can come up with the best syllabus of film movies, man. To get really deep into it, man. We're gonna figure out the whether twos and the why fours of what's good. What would you want to study if you were in film school, man? We got 10 categories. We'll be filming from action, adventure, animated comedy, comic book, drama, foreign language, horror, sci-fi, fantasy, sweeping, epic, and western. Our professors for the day for this draft.
Yeah.
To my right, Mr. Jermon Jackson. How you doing, sir?
Man, I'm back by unpopular demand.
Back by unpopular
because no one asked for it.
3-time draftee winner.
Oh man,
Mr. Jermon Jackson.
am I the second winner in this draft? Champion?
Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
Nice.
Right behind my 9.
I'm itching up on you.
slowly. By
2027, I will have it.
Right across the table from me, 2-time draft winner, Mr. Brian Martin. How are you, sir?
I'm doing well. Happy to be back. This is gonna be fun. I got to admit, I've not prepped much for this.
So in traditional Brian Martin standing, no prep time, and he wonders why he's only a 2-time winner.
Yeah, I just this one kind of crept up on me. I mean, I don't think we even. Well, I mean, you planned on doing this several times and did it several times over the last couple of months, I think, but we didn't. And I was just like, oh, okay, all right. I think I can come up with 4 decent choices in each category. I did not.
Okay.
In most of the categories, I have 4 solid choices. In some of them, I do not have 4 choices.
So some possibles there.
There could be some, if you see me just frenetically looking at my phone at some point, you'll know that all of my options were taken from one of the categories.
Best sweeping epic.
And at some point, you had more draft wins than Pete Lentz.
Hey, my
With zero
sweeping
prep.
my sweeping epic is going to be that movie The Lookout, where Joseph Gordon-Levitt played a janitor.
Okay. Good luck with that.
He's a sweeper, you see?
Oh,
it's a sweeping epic.
Stop. And right across to the left of me, we have Carol Coles of Refried Scenes. How are you doing today, Carol?
I'm doing good. I'm the only non-winner at the table.
Well, this is only your second one.
That's true.
Yeah,
So
I mean,
one-time loser.
Yeah, that's fair
You're
enough.
new to the
old
game.
hands.
Yeah.
We're old hands. at
But
this.
speaking of that, I feel like
people aren't going to know what your list is.
this is going to be a hard one to beat Daryl at because he's, one, already done this draft before.
That's
Yes.
true.
And he did it with 3 other people, and so he's got all sorts of crazy ideas now. And 2, I think Daryl, among all of us, is the most tapped into Poprikans. And every time Daryl runs a poll or a bracket or something, I'm like, that's big foreign language movies, guys. I feel like he's just testing the waters. He's trying to figure out what the Poprikans are going to vote for.
To that point, because I've won this quite handily the last time we did it, I am not of a competitive nature this time because this is going to spin off into a series where we talk about all these movies. I am more interested in just finding good movies to talk about than I am winning this particular one that I've already won. So not a whole lot of competitive spirit coming from me this time around.
I think this one's
I'll probably still win.
I think this one, like, our tells are going to come out like almost immediately.
We will see.
I don't know. We got a lot of crossover there, but as soon as you draft like Coming to America for your comedy, we're gonna know who's your.
All right, to that end, man, we got to figure out.
Don't be a
who's
menace.
Drafting
While drinking your juice.
drinking your juice in the hood. Who's drafting in what order? So, Carol, go ahead and pick a number and pass it on around here, please. You are
I'm number 3.
number 3. It's
All right,
Carol.
so I am not number 3.
I like the way your mind works, Brian. It's math.
I'm number 4.
Come on. Give it to me.
The odds are in your favor to get number 1 there.
No
sis.
whammies, no whammies.
Big money, no whammies.
Damn it.
Number 2?
2.
Yeah. All right.
1, 2. Okay.
Me, Jermon, Carol, Brian. All right, then. Well.
Here we go.
Here we go. Before we get started, man, did you... Well, we know you didn't have any kind of strategy coming in this, Brian, so you're exempt from this question.
I undersell myself a little bit. I do have a strategy.
Debatable. Jermon, what did you have any strategy coming in? Is there anyone like, I want to go to this category quickest? Shallow pools?
Yeah, I kind of want to go in certain genres because I know it's like, well, mainly the genres that I'm kind of weakest in, just so I can get that out of the way for the most part.
Yeah.
Before somebody else snipes something.
What about you, Carol? You got any strategy coming into this? I know we talked about it a little bit yesterday. You were trying to get shit right.
Yeah, I was basically just staring at my Blu-ray collection because that's how I gauge what I want to. So if I'm willing to buy it on Blu-ray, then I really, really like it.
Okay, that makes sense. That's
But also-
Time lapse photo is just you sitting there, and the sun goes up and the sun goes down, and you're just staring.
But
not a
I
muscle move.
also thought about, do I want to talk about that film for an hour? Mm-hmm. Because there's like some comedies where I'm like, oh God, I love that comedy, but what would I talk about for an hour?
Yeah.
So
All right.
yeah, I did narrow it down that way. It's like, okay, that would be a good discussion. So
Fair enough. I'm just going to go straight down the board on mine because the way we normally do these all, as Jermon asks, every single draft we do, there is no order. So if you want to start in comic book or you want to start in foreign language, you're more than welcome to do so. I'm just going to go straight to the top and work my way down. So
I think we should add. I think we should add an 11th category that we do at the very end. That's like the movie you show people to know what not to do in making a movie.
We already know what movie you're going to do.
No. I would not draft The Room, and the reason why is because I think The Room. There's a lot of passion and fire in The Room. I would probably draft Battlefield Earth, actually.
Jeez.
Because devoid of passion and in every way, shape,
What
or form
was that
terrible.
Ice Cube Mars movie?
Oh, Ghost of Mars.
Ghost of Mars.
John Carpenter.
Yeah,
I saw that.
that's-
It's god
God,
awful.
I would go musical. I would go with The Apple.
Go the app. Okay.
Has anyone ever seen The Apple? Now you have homework.
I'll go take a 0 for that quiz. All right, I'm going to start off, man. Action adventure. I'm going to go different than where I normally go. Well, not really all that different. I'm going the adventure route instead of the action route. I have beat my drum a million times over this that Hollywood does not make enough swashbuckles. Our buckles are not swashed. And to that end, of course, I'm going to go with the movie that was number 1 on the 100 for 100 Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Oh, of course.
Yeah. Looking forward to talking about Raiders. I feel like we've talked it to death
Yes.
in these drafts. It came up in Best TV Draft, I think. I don't know how. I'm sure we found a way.
It's like the Young Indiana Jones Chronicles or something.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe so. Maybe that's.
Carol, I heard a muttered swore oath under your breath over there. What that was on your list?
It was on my list, yeah.
Okay. What
It wasn't number one, though.
what is it about Raiders that appeals to you?
Well, when I was a little kid, I wanted to be an archaeologist. So Indiana Jones was just kind of my hero because he showed you everything you don't do at an archaeological dig.
So wait a minute. So you weren't like, I watched Indiana Jones and I want to be an archaeologist.
No,
You
I wanted to
wanted
be an archaeologist
and then
before
you-
seeing
oh,
Raiders of the Lost Ark.
man,
And then he
one
showed
of the
you,
few.
yeah, you're never going, yeah, I know. You're never going to do any of this shit at an archaeological dig. Just
No.
get used to it. You're not going to find the big thing or whatever. But also, I absolutely love Harrison Ford in that role. So I think he's so perfectly cast. And it's Spielberg at his best.
It's almost hard to think or fathom that there was a point in time where like
Tom Selleck.
Tom Selleck almost played that character. Like and I love Tom Selleck, but like
No.
that's wrong.
I can't imagine him playing that with the same amount of charisma.
No.
Like,
I can't imagine anybody else being Indiana Jones. Like it's almost impossible for me to fathom anybody else playing that role.
I hope in Multiverse of Madness, Doctor Strange goes to the world where we get the Tom Selleck Indiana and it's a scene we get on the special edition 4K.
Maybe he's wearing the leather jacket and the
And the
Hawaiian shirt.
Yes.
Man,
Looks like Chip and
Mustache
Dale.
and-
yeah, Rescue Rangers movie.
Dale. It was a budget movie. Okay. You can only afford one, so we got one dude who does both. All right, then. Yeah, I'm starting it off, man. Raiders of the Lost Ark is my action adventure pick.
Good choice, of course. Always a good choice.
Yeah, and I think Poprikas are going to immediately know that's me.
I don't know.
We'll see what my other takes on that. Mr. Jackson, it is on you. You have 10 categories
10
to choose
categories.
from. You don't have to start at the beginning. I don't know if you knew that or not.
I'm now well aware of that. So thank you.
Not until the next draft.
Oh yeah, it's gonna reset next. It's like Groundhog's Day. Speaking of which, no. No, I'm gonna go ahead and get this comic book movie out of the way because I know that's one that's we're gonna be chomping at the bit for that. I feel.
Probably.
I'm gonna go with probably what I feel is probably the greatest in the genre, The Dark Knight. Another movie that we have talked about to death.
Here's the thing though. We've seen the Batman. Carol, have you seen the Batman?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so
It almost made my 4 limbs.
is the Bat? I mean, that's the thing. That's the thing.
It's in the conversation. For
After
sure.
the Batman, I deleted the Dark Knight from my disc and put the Batman there because
I came close. It came
recency
close.
bias kind of plays in
Yeah.
as a factor. But I don't know. The more I sit on it, I think
like,
this
I
is a
have to see
special
it
movie,
again,
man.
yeah.
It really, it's
Let's take this time to talk about the
yeah,
Batman.
yeah.
We've already talked the Dark Knight to death.
It's definitely in that conversation. I literally am considering that my number 2 Batman movie.
This is one of the first times that Batman, Bruce Wayne, has not had a moment in the movie where he's been like, Alfred, I'm going to hang it up. I've met a woman. And it happens in every single one of Nolan's movies.
Yeah.
He
He actually did hang it up. In
He
Nolan's
does, and
movie.
at the end of it, he hangs it up.
Hang it up.
Yeah.
It goes to Paris. And yeah, so
He's probably kicking himself now because he's like, you mean I could have had Zoe Kravitz and if I hung around a little bit longer?
That's where you fucked up, Batman. I guess we can talk about Dark Knight for a couple seconds.
I mean, it still holds up
No, it
to
does.
this day.
Absolutely does.
yeah, I rewatched it in preparation for the Batman, and it's just, I mean, a lot of people call it like the comic book version of Heat. Yeah.
Yeah.
what would
it
you
is.
call the Batman comic book version of Zodiac?
Or Seven.
Seven.
Or
I
Seven.
don't think I would, though. I don't
I
know.
I
totally
think
would.
Zodiac because it's more of a police procedural than
I think it captures the bleakness of the city in Seven.
in Seven.
It definitely follows some of the beats of Seven, too.
Yeah.
They never even say what city they're in Seven, I don't think.
No, it's
Yeah,
never named.
It's
Yeah.
never named. Yeah, I always wondered that.
It's a Batman prequel.
It's really a GCPD movie. So you would go with Zodiac over
Yeah,
Seven?
it's got, to me, it had the kind of that David Fincher feel, and not just because they obviously patterned the Riddler after the Zodiac killer.
It also had the how do I say it? Like the length.
yeah,
I mean,
Of a
like
David Fincher film?
the
Girl with
pace.
the Dragon Tattoo is about 4 hours
It
long.
more closely matches the pace of Zodiac,
Yeah.
I think, than it does the.
they
the
take
pace of
long
Seven.
time to actually focus on the police work.
Yeah.
a little bit.
Yeah.
And I like the fact that Batman is actually doing some detective work for once. He's not just
Been saying it for years. We need to get a world's greatest detective movie.
I love where he like takes that cipher script home and is like, hey, Alfred, you like doing crosswords, right?
That's the thing. He's in his second year as Batman, so he's not
that
perfect.
great. Yeah.
Yeah,
He
right.
screws up a few times. Like,
He's doing the detective work. He's just not like good at it, right?
yeah, he clearly didn't get the big picture.
He tries, and that's what matters. He tries. All right, well, that's good for the Dark Knight talk.
There we go. There we go.
The Dark Knight, great.
Please listen to our previous drafts if you want
listen
to hear about this.
listen to like one of 4 different drafts. of
We're
the Dark
actually
Knight.
literally going to talk about this again in film school. So
It's true. It's a good point.
It's true.
Carol Coles, your first pick. Where are you starting out?
Sweeping epic.
Oh,
Gee, guess what movie I'm going to choose?
can I just go ahead and write it down?
Dr.
Seven
Zhivago.
Samurai.
Seven Samurai. It is. Dr. Zhivago. Is that what you said?
I knew Seven Samurai was going
Oh
somewhere.
yeah, absolutely.
Somewhere.
Absolutely.
That is the Carol Coles movie of choice. Right there.
I love me some Kurosawa, and I love me some Seven Samurai. It was my outlet into foreign films. So
Okay. All right. When you sit down to watch it, because Sweeping Epic,
it's 3.5 hours.
it's 3.5 hours. The criteria for this is it has to be at least 3 hours long. Do you make it all the way through each time you watch
Yes,
it?
I do actually.
Really?
And I usually, if I have a long day, I'll watch it and then I'll start it again with the commentary on my criteria.
Oh my God.
I do
Brutality.
I do this with Lord of the Rings movies too.
So Shira Mufuni smiles upon you.
The only
wherever
movie
he is.
the only
I
movie
wish.
I've ever done that with, where I like watch it straight through and then immediately watch the commentary, Pee-wee's Big Adventure. The commentary of Pee-wee's Big Adventure is great. It's Tim Burton and it's Paul Rubens, and it's delightful. It's wonderful from beginning to end.
Something I didn't think I'd be hearing about during this film school
Hey,
trip. This
I gotta make a note real quick because you might hear about it a little bit more later.
What is it about Seven Samurai?
I love it because it's such a great story because you know they're trying to hire samurai with nothing but rice. even though they have more. It's obvious the farmers are lying. They show up with meat and sake later on after the first.
Oh, y'all been
battle.
holding out on us.
Yeah, where was this when you were picking grains of rice off the ground because you knocked the bowl out of your hand?
You dishonor my stomach.
I think also because it's not your typical depiction of samurai.
Yeah. It's just a bunch of guys.
Yeah,
is what it
and
is.
which is
really.
what they were. I mean, it's
Yeah.
not like
It's not Hollywood.
it's not
glamorized.
Hollywood. Yeah, it's not glamorized at all.
Yeah.
Plus, it had Toshiro Mifune in it, and God damn, I love that man.
God
Yeah, oh,
bless
man.
the looks of that man. All right then, Brian, we're on a turn, man.
What a great movie.
Oh, here we go.
Here we go.
Going for comic book
Well,
movie.
first of all, Brian, Javon, have you ever seen Seven Samurai?
Kurosawa is one of my massive blind spots.
I could have put a Kurosawa film in each of these categories.
I was trying.
Yeah.
Trying to squeeze in a fantasy.
You know I haven't seen any Kurosawa yet.
For a minute, I was
gonna
like,
get you there.
I wonder if I could get a Sylvester Stallone movie into every single category. That was where I was going. My head was at.
A little slice down there.
Yeah.
Ants in there for animated.
My hope is to confuse the Poprikans so much that I win.
Does
it's
UHF
doable.
count as Stallone with Weird Al doing the weird Stallone impersonation?
Oh, hey, that's
Yeah.
I guess you could draft Rocky and Rocky 4 and in drama and action. Technically,
I mean, they speak Russian in there, so put
that
it in
foreign
the
language.
No, you do Rocky.
Well, you got Sylvester Stallone talking, so that's foreign language right there.
You do Rocky 3 in action, Rocky 4 in fantasy.
Oh, yes, because it got absurd by that point.
All right, Mr. Martin, where do you start?
So I'm starting with comic book movie. Mm-hmm. And I am going to pick Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. As my comic book.
He's doing what I did the first time around.
Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. And the reason I picked that over Endgame or any of the MCU is because I think that Into the Spider-Verse captures the essence of what a comic book movie should be. It's not just about showing you these action heroes in insane situations and cheering them on as they do their thing. It's about leaving with a feeling that you can be that hero. And that's what Spider-Verse is all about. It's like you can be Spider-Man. So cut out the visuals, which, as you've said repeatedly on various podcasts, this is going to be the movie that sends kids to animation school, right? You can even put that aside, and just like as comic book movie goes, I don't think there's a finer comic book movie than Into the Spider-Verse.
That reason alone, just the animation aspect of it, made me consider that for the animation category. It is that groundbreaking.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And I was kind of waffling back and forth between picking that as animated or picking it as comic book, but I mean,
It's a love letter to Spider-Man.
It's a love letter to the fans. It's a love letter to the audience. You know, like everybody wins. In that movie, except for Kingpin.
The Kingpin design, I just can't get behind because he looks so fucking goofy. He's just a giant piece of toast with a head on it.
I love it. I love it.
Shoulders McGee.
Old shoulders mulligan.
There should have been a point in the movie where his arms and legs just retracted and he rolled away.
Down the hill like a Teletubby.
If there had been a video game made based on the film, then that would have been his attack, his finisher, tumble attack.
Press Y to thwart the tumble attack.
Big ol' rolling Fisk.
Did you see it in theaters?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I saw it a couple of times in the theaters, actually.
Oh, multiple viewer.
Yeah.
I was ashamed to say, like, initially, especially when those first teaser trailers dropped, I was skeptical about it, like, totally. Because I was like, it's an animated film that, they generally don't do too well. It's
starring, so you can't trust them.
Yeah, it's starring Miles Morales, so it's like,
yeah,
it was a risk. But after going to the theater and seeing it, I was like, wow, I was completely wrong.
God bless Kathleen Kennedy for firing Lord and Miller from Solo, so they could help with this movie.
Yes,
all they did was take the script for Solo and replace all the solos with Spider-Man.
Control F
that was
action.
that was their original Star Wars script, was what became Into the Spider-Verse.
All right, then, Mr. Martin, it is on you to start our second round. Where are you going?
Jeez, man.
You got a good first pick here.
I gotta get some titties going in here.
Oh, Pete Lent.
Pete.
Is Pete Lent here?
Oh yeah, Pete. No, I'm not gonna get any titties going in there. Sorry, Pete.
You're going to Total Recall? Trying to get the titty vote. Oh, I think going here.
Porkies, man. It's Porkies all day.
Oh God.
Maybe Star Trek 5.
I'm going sweeping epic. Clocking in at 3 hours and 22 minutes. My sweeping epic is The Godfather Part 2.
Well,
Yep.
that takes it off my list.
Yep.
They're really going to start thinking you're me now.
And I feel that The Godfather Part 2 is to me like the superior of the two films. Like for me personally,
It is.
always. I love The Godfather. I love The Godfather Part 2. Godfather Part 2 edges it out, and a big part of the reason why is how epic in scope it feels.
What, no love for Godfather 3?
Well, I haven't seen the new
Coppola
version
joint?
of it
Where
yet.
they cut out Sophia Coppola
Yeah.
completely and just put in a standout cardboard cutout.
Cardboard cutout of Winona Ryder.
Nowhere to go but up.
But she gets shot at the end, they just kind of toss it down the steps. It's on the 4K. It's going to be on the
Yes.
the 4K.
That set.
I
that's
think
coming
the
out, yeah.
original and the new one is going to be. And I just bought the Blu-ray for the new one, so I'm like, well, who
Yeah,
can
see,
pawn this
I held off on it, so
You son of a bitch.
in the hopes that they would release just a box set for the anniversary. But,
Mine is pre-ordered. I am apparently in the minority of thinking that one is the better movie. But
I mean, it's
please,
like when you're saying
talk.
you're saying it's
It's
better in
minutia,
the
but-
you know in the way like it's like one cut of prime rib is better than the other. It's like they're both really fucking great. They're tasty and meaty. So I mean,
What about Godfather 2?
it says meaty to you.
It's like trying to decide between the White Album and Abbey Road.
Yeah. That's
Oh, okay.
That's what it is.
The
It's
Beatles
just-
reference. I wasn't expecting that today. What is it that puts 2 above 1 for you?
It's the dual story. I like actually Robert De Niro in part 2 a whole lot.
yes.
Okay.
I love Marlon Brando in small doses, and he's good in The Godfather, but I liked young Vito's story much better.
Really? What about you, Brian? What puts 2 above 1?
Similarly, like I like the perspective of the immigrant in America, and seeing how this family built itself. But I also love the present day aspect of the story.
The soulless Michael.
Yeah, where it's just like a witch hunt to find out who's betraying me. And it leads to one of the most memorable lines and scenes in cinema, I think.
I know it was you, Fredo. You broke my heart. Now, Javon, is this a gaping blind spot for you? Because you've been real quiet over here on this side of the table.
Poprika is going to fucking crucify me. Now, I just saw the first one like 2 years ago. I own the second one. I have not sat down and watched it yet, but
Oh man, we're gonna do
Yeah.
a GoFundMe to get
Phil-
Javon at
so-
4K.
film school is legit going to be film school for me.
German's Film School is what we should call it.
That's what it should have been called, man.
Told you.
Every one of these movies, we're just gonna invite you over to the house and you sit down and watch it, man. We're gonna get you in the game, Javon.
Yeah.
All right then, Carol, it is back over to you, ma'am.
Well, I'm
What's
going to
your
choose
second
my
pick?
horror.
Boy.
And let it be noted that Carol tricked me many times into watching many horror movies that I would not have
Many.
many times that I would not have watched by myself.
I'm going with John Carpenter's The Thing.
Yes. Good pick.
Ooh, I
pick.
didn't even put that on my list.
That was on my list.
Good pick.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that is probably my favorite horror film. It's definitely my favorite John Carpenter film. Yeah, definitely. That's his
Second
best film.
favorite for me.
What is your first favorite?
I love Escape from New York.
Really?
I love Escape
wow.
from
Oh,
New
man.
York.
That's your first favorite, huh?
Like it has a special place in my
Wow.
heart. But keep talking about the thing.
Yeah, the only thing that comes close to The Thing to me is Big Trouble in Little China.
Oh yeah.
Also quite good.
They live as dope.
Carpenter had a run.
Yeah.
I love the
Carpenter.
claustrophobic nature of The Thing. I love the fact that you don't know who it is, and the practical effects are just amazing.
Out of this world. That what that dog turns into is the
It's
stuff of
just
nightmares.
no,
Yeah.
exactly.
My favorite Keith David role in
Yes.
the thing, man. What a fucking asshole. Just all around that
I
movie.
know. I liked him in They Live too.
Yeah.
With the alley fight.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's epic.
That's all anybody talks about with They Live is the alley fight.
5 minutes. Well, what else is to talk about? It's not like you can talk about Roddy Piper's
What was that?
acting.
No,
Well,
absolutely
chewing
not.
bubble and kicking ass. That was it. That's the only other memorable thing.
All out of gum. What's your thoughts on that prequel that they made?
You know, first off, they shouldn't have called it The Thing. Don't do that. That had the possibility of being an okay film until the studio came in and CGI'd the hell out of all of the practical effects that they had. Because they were trying to do the practical effects.
Replicate that joy.
And I've seen behind the scenes footage where it's like, that actually looks pretty good. And then they washed CGI crap all over it. So it's not The Thing.
Yeah.
It's another thing.
It's another thing.
That's what they should have called it.
It's another
They
thing.
the title of the movie should have been "Here's Another
That
Thing."
other thing. There's that other thing over there.
Right on. Your favorite Kurt Russell?
Yes.
Okay.
No?
Okay.
Oh, God.
One more
Bone
thing.
Tomahawk is really close.
Ooh, I still have not seen Bone Tomahawk. That's a Taylor Sheridan joint, isn't it?
Yeah.
I still have not seen this movie. I need to get on it.
That was on my list for horror as well.
Oh, that's a horror movie? Bone Tomahawk?
Yeah.
Maybe I know.
The last 30 minutes of Bone Tomahawk are really tough to sit through.
Oh, now I'm kind of
That's
sold
good.
again.
Yeah.
Mr. Jackson, you've seen
Challenge
the thing,
accepted.
correct?
Oh God,
Can we
Jamon.
get Pete Wentz in here?
Add that to the list, sir.
Listen, I don't have any more room in my notebook for all your missed movies. Sir.
It's not. That's not something my mom would have just like. Hey, let's watch the thing. It's like, when I was a
Jermon
kid.
needs to start like tattooing the names of movies he needs to watch on his arm.
Memento style.
Yeah. Okay. The
When
Thing.
did that come out? That was like
1982.
Yeah, I'd have been 4.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean,
you
but
do have the ability.
It
to
has
watch
been out since
nowadays.
then.
It has been out for almost
only there
40
was-
years.
much like you.
If only there was some invention that I could really watch these movies in perpetuity.
You know what? I didn't watch it until 2018, 2017. Oh, wow. Like Halloween night, I was like, man, I really don't fuck with scary movies. But it's Halloween, so I guess I'll watch something I haven't seen before. And I picked the thing, and I was like, fuck, I've been missing out, man. It's a good movie.
That blood scene where the blood screams and comes out of the
Oh, they're testing it on the Petri dishes? Yeah, man.
What an idea. So guys, we're gonna have the blood scream. And they're like, I'm not following. What are you talking about?
You'll see.
Yeah, just trust me. You trust me? Not really.
Mr. Jackson.
Wilford Brimley's agent. I got a great one for you.
No, what the hell is this part about the blood screaming? Does it have diabetes?
Terrible. Jermon, your second pick, sir.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and get this horror category out of the way too. This is a category I don't really
You don't
delve
really fuck
into
with it?
super.
All right,
Yeah. I want to go with a more recent pick.
Yeah, I know.
Probably one of the greatest freshman outings from a director
we
in
know it.
recent days.
Yep.
We're gonna go ahead and pick Get Out.
All right, so
There it is.
at this point in the show, I want to say, can I just fill out the rest of Jermon's? I want to do like, you know how we do for the Academy Awards. We have those ballots. that
prediction
we do.
ballots, yeah.
I want to fill out a Jermon prediction ballot,
Am I as predictable as Pete Lentz?
and if I get them all, I just automatically win the draft.
So far, you were 2 for 2 in
I'm
my
two-
Jermon prediction.
Jesus,
I'm 2 for 2 so
I'm
far.
a creature of habit. What can I say?
All right, then get out. Talk about it real quick.
Dude, what was Jordan Peele holding on to all this time? Like, who knew?
Unresolved
Yeah,
trauma.
man.
I
Yeah,
do
who
believe.
knew? He said that was like 8 years in the making, that script.
Mm-hmm.
And there is not an ounce of fat on that script at all. Not a wasted line, not a wasted scene.
What's happened? You wake up every morning, you take a pass at it, you trim out a little bit more, and you think of something. You think of a great line and throw it in there, and then
And then you got to go to work with Keegan Michael Key.
Yeah, right. Yeah, every frame of that
time for another
movie had
Obama translator sketch.
yeah, every frame had purpose in there, and who knew that somebody coming from a sketch comedy could do that?
I did. Because I say it all the time, comedians do the best dramatic shit.
That is
man.
true.
'Cause
That
you
is
gotta
true.
tap into some weird places for your
Yeah.
comedy.
Yeah. Oh,
You
yeah.
tap into those same weird veins
that
for,
is-
for your heart.
Yeah, that is one of the darkest and most terrifying concepts I've ever seen, because it almost feels like it's somewhat grounded in reality.
Oh, it is very much grounded in
Yeah.
reality.
And think of it like to what you were saying, you could have almost taken that exact same script and played the whole thing for laughs.
Yeah.
You know, like it just all it takes is a different tone in terms of how the movie's shot and edited together, and suddenly it's a comedy. You know, and that's what you're saying. Like, you know, like there's such a fine line between tragedy and comedy and horror and comedy.
Yeah.
That it's like it's easy to walk between those two worlds when you're somebody who's got the chops for it.
And then you have Little Rel in here there as
your
Ron.
comedic relief.
And he was literally like us watching this movie. Like,
Yeah, man, maybe he made
he's
me
the
respect
audience,
TSA that much
Yeah.
more. What do you think about Get Out there, Carol?
No, I actually loved it. I actually have loved everything Jordan Peele has done so far. 'Cause I actually loved Us as well.
You looking looking forward to some Nope action?
Yes, I am. I am very, very intrigued.
I have no idea what the fuck's going on in that
idea
trailer.
either.
I think
it's one of those trailers you're like, I have no idea what's going on, but I'm sold.
I think it's Spaceball 1. Turned into the Mega Maid and sucking the air out.
I cannot wait to see what kind of nonsense he comes up with.
oh man.
It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. All right, it is on me here on the turn, and I'm gonna keep going right down the list for animated. Boy, oh boy. Well, Spider-Verse is also on this. Whoop. I'm gonna go with Fantastic Mr. Fox. Good
Damn
call.
you.
I love that. That's a great one.
Yeah.
Is that your favorite Wes Anderson?
No, my favorite Wes Anderson is Moonrise Kingdom. But I watched, there's a 2-pack that you can buy for Fantastic Fox and Isle of Dogs. And it was for like $12. I found it online.
Oh, wow.
I was like, 2
Good deal.
Blu-rays for $12. Let me snatch this quick.
Good deal.
Leslie hadn't seen either one of them. So I showed them to her, I think during 2020, during the pandemic. And she was like, these are really good movies.
I'm surprised it wasn't like a 2-pack with like Fantastic Mr. Fox and like Hoodwinked.
Fantastic Mr. Fox and Fantastic
Feet
Four.
2.
Fantastic Four. Make it a fan-fortastic movie night.
It essentially is George Clooney playing Danny Ocean one more time in animated form. You can just hear the classic Clooney smugness coming out of him. Meryl Streep is great. All of the voice talent is great. It looks like a Wes Anderson movie. Even being an animated, still the flourishes are there. And it's just fun. It's fun. And it's one of the few movies whose themes I can actually see. Like some like Darjeeling, I don't know what the theme is really in that movie. Plus, I just don't like it. But Fantastic Mr. Fox has some themes that I can definitely see there. And it's his usual dysfunctional family, but dysfunctional family that comes together to do the right thing, man. And I love that about that movie.
I think it looks like kind of like in the same way that Spider-Verse looks like a comic. This looks like a storybook
Yeah, it
brought
does.
to life.
Yeah,
you know, in
man.
a
He
way
brought
that
the
like
spirit of Roald Dahl.
It's really really hard to ape. But I think like James and the Giant Peach or like The Little Prince come closest, right? Like to just really becoming this living storybook. Coraline would be another one
yeah.
that hit the mark there too. But man, yeah, Fantastic Mr. Fox is definitely in my top 3 Wes Andersons.
Yeah, but was this on your list?
It was on my list.
Okay, I just put that on there as a whim. I was like, well, nobody's going to want to talk about Fantastic Mr. Fox.
That was my number 2.
Okay,
It was my number
that was my
one.
number 1. What is it about Fantastic Fox that does it for you?
I love the story. I love the humor of it. I love Jason Schwartz's Little Fox.
So great.
That character alone makes the entire movie very enjoyable.
Okay, all right.
So,
For
yeah.
me, it's Willem Dafoe as
Oh,
the
God.
rat. I just,
Yeah.
it's always fun. Have you seen Fantastic Fox, Jermon?
I have seen one Wes Anderson movie in my lifetime.
What's that?
Let me
Was
guess. It was not this.
No, it was not.
was it Royal Tenenbaums?
It was Royal Tenenbaums.
Jermon predictions continue. Is it just one of those like? All right, is it his films like just doesn't move the needle for you, or
that's
is
the
it
weird thing. It's like his aesthetic is perfect for me. Like it speaks to my sensibilities. I like that quirky stuff. I just never got around to watching any of them like that.
Right on. I watched Grand Budapest a couple of days ago,
God,
and
that's a beautiful film.
it's such a beautiful. That production design is outlandishly good.
yeah.
Leslie had sworn off. She's like, I'm not watching this Wes Anderson shit. And she watched Grand Budapest with me. And she's like, maybe I just need to reevaluate this guy. And I'm like, hook, line, sinker. Gotcha. Bitch. All right, then. That is my first one. Let me take my turn into the beginning of round 3. I'm going comedy.
Wait a minute, didn't you just choose Fantastic Mr. Fox?
That was
That was
Was
the
that
end
going
of
back
round
around?
two.
Oh, that was
Yeah.
about
Round two,
You're
yeah.
right. You're right. You're right. Okay.
Comedy.
Losing track already.
How many ciders do you had?
Just one.
This was the hardest one for me, man. There's so many
comic book?
good comedy.
Comedy.
Yeah, so many good
Comedy's a
comedies,
hard one.
though.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna go Hot Fuzz.
Oh, that's a popular one.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
It's popular. It's well deserved to be popular, but I think it's going to net some votes for sure.
Yeah, it was number 3 on my list. My first one, I would not be surprised if it's on Jamon's list. The second one I've drafted enough times already.
Yeah, there's one of my comedy possibles where I was like, yeah, I'm debating it, but I was like, I don't know if I want to mess with it right now.
Okay, right on. It's Ghost Dad.
Hey, Sidney Poitier, man.
Yeah. Rest in peace, Sidney Poitier.
Yes.
Hot Fuzz, man, the second of the Cornetto trilogy. To me, the best of the trilogy. I know a lot of people are Shaun of the Dead fans.
No, I agree. Actually,
yeah?
I'm surprised that somebody agrees. That Hot Fuzz is
Finally,
better.
I found my candy and Carol
I
Close.
think your favorite largely depends on what genre appeals to you the most, you know, and what you're exposed to the most. And if you're more of an action, buddy cop kind of fan, then Hot Fuzz is going to scratch that itch. I think just in terms of the general public, there are more zombie fans than anything else.
Yeah.
and
Nobody
that's
likes
why-
World's End for.
I don't.
I
Sci-fi.
like it, but it's not.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
not like
It's
something I was like,
obviously-
I got to watch this.
It's definitely
Yeah.
a harder sell, and I also think that audiences really didn't know what to expect from it, and they still kind of don't for some reason. Like they're still like, The World's End is just like, what did I just watch?
And plus, it's the most serious of them. It deals with weighty issues, like Simon Pegg's character having tried to commit suicide before this, before the film starts, and all that kind of stuff. You don't really get that in the other ones. But yeah, Hot Fuzz is that wonderful homage. Both Hot Fuzz and Shaun of the Dead, former Poprika host Rick Presses has pointed out, it's one of those satires that also elevates the genre. Like, they are so good at satirizing it, they became a staple of the genre that they're making fun of.
Yeah.
And Hot Fuzz is one of those for action and for buddy cop joints, and I'm a big fan. This one you've seen.
I have seen Hot Fuzz.
wow.
I've seen the Cornetto trilogy.
This is the
I've
first
actually seen
movie.
the
This is
Cornetto-
the first movie we've mentioned that Jermon has watched, including Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
I've seen
Including
Raiders
the
of the
ones
Lost
he's
Ark.
chosen.
Now, granted, it was the last of the Indiana Jones
Including
movies I
the
saw,
ones
but
he's
Wow.
chosen.
It's just the only ones he's seen, including the ones he's chosen.
I got some stuff on here that I haven't seen, and I was just like,
Okay, hey, listen, that's seed method of drafting.
yes.
All right, then. And speaking of all this drafting nonsense, Jackson,
Yes.
it's on you, sir.
Let's see. Which genre do I want to jump into right now? Let me go ahead and knock my Western off of here.
Okay.
It's a pretty weak genre here for like.
It's not my favorite,
It
man.
really isn't.
It's
It really
not my
isn't. It's
favorite.
few and far between on good westerns.
See, and I
these
wonder
days.
if Jermon's going to draft a movie that he has not seen here.
Actually, no. I'm going to draft something I've seen before. I'm going to draft one of the more modern westerns, Logan.
Oh, dark horsing it over here. Wow.
Yeah. See, I definitely had that in consideration for comic book movie, but I was like, that kind of
That's
delves into the western genre also.
Absolutely it,
Well,
man.
there goes my comic book choice.
Wow.
It is.
Sneaky fucking Jackson over here.
It is easily the best X-Men movie that was produced by Fox. Without saying,
The four
no
of us can make a
question.
better X-Men movie than most of us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Logan definitely follows the Western tropes to a T. It's like Logan, the last gunslinger there on one last ride. The reluctant hero, the reluctant father figure.
Yep.
The
Child
obvious-
under his wing.
Yep, obvious references to Shane.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
All throughout
Like they literally played it in the.
Right?
Come back, Shane.
Yeah, and God, that movie tugs at the heartstrings. Good
really does.
Lord.
At the time of this recording, we just passed its 5-year anniversary.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's right.
I remember bawling in that theater.
Yeah, man, that it definitely tugs at the heartstrings.
Yeah, we the group I saw it with, we left and we were not ready to talk.
Yeah.
Afterwards. It's like
It was
only
shambles out of the
only like 2 movies like that ever for me, and it was Logan and Passion of the Christ. So take that.
Yeah, we were all
your
like
drama. Okay.
The
Take that for
entire
what it's
theater
worth.
was just like dead silence after it ended. Like,
Yeah. Yeah. So that was part of your comic book list.
Yeah, it was.
Oof. Stuff
It
getting
was actually number 1 on my comic book list.
That's a good one. That's a good one, though.
You hate to see it, man.
Yeah.
You hate to see it.
I
All
think that
right.
might be the first snipe of the day, maybe? I don't know.
Yeah.
Hard to say. This a lot of sniping
No,
happens
Fantastic
early on,
Fox. I got a Fantastic.
Well, that was number 2. So it wasn't
God,
my
we're just
first.
sniping the hell out of Carol here.
Damn it, guys!
Out of respect for you, I did not put Seven Samurai anywhere on my list. I was like, well,
I didn't put it on my list for other reasons because I've never seen it before in my life.
Jamon's like, I gotta see the first 6 movies first.
You know,
Where I see Seven Samurai.
hey, Jamon, if you want to kill 2 birds with 1 stone, you know they remade a Western of Seven Samurai,
Yeah,
right?
it's called Magnificent
Oh,
Seven.
they've
And
done
then
it.
they remade that Western.
They made it quite a few
Yeah.
times. I know Western cinema has borrowed from that
It's
quite
also-
a bit.
It's also basically an episode of The Mandalorian, too, if you wanna watch that, which you've probably seen, so it all comes full circle.
All right, then. Good picture, mine with the sneaky Carol. It is on you for your third, ma'am.
Okay, I'm going sci-fi fantasy, and I want to once again complain that this is lumped together. What is this, a 1990s Barnes & Noble?
I feel like you've been sitting on that one.
I
I'll
have.
allow it.
Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring.
That's the one to pick.
Yeah.
That's the one to pick, man.
Yeah.
That's my favorite of them.
As much as I love my sci-fi, no, I got to go Tolkien. I've got the tattoos. I kind of have to.
Yes.
That's fair. That's fair.
I went and saw Fellowship of the Ring at midnight. And then went and bought a ticket for 4 a.m. And then went to work.
Good Lord. That's dedication.
Speaking of Jordan Peele, that's a big nope.
As a person who also has 2 Lord of the Rings tattoos, I picked it for my film school draft. The first one that we did, the first ill-fated one. So you're following good footsteps there.
Yeah, I did not think it could be put into a film adequately, but Peter Jackson did it.
Peter Jackson, back when he cared, man.
When he cared.
He threw down on and threw down in a hard way. Is this your favorite of the trilogy?
Return of the King is probably a little bit
Just a little more?
more, but
Another Godfather 2 type?
yeah. But Fellowship of the Ring is so solid, and it establishes the Fellowship so well that I'm like, you know what? Toss a coin. I'm watching all 3 anyway.
It should have been the one to win Best Picture.
It should have been, yes.
Yeah, but as long as that sets the precedent for Villeneuve to get Best Picture for Dune, I'm cool with it.
Like, we're giving it to him
No,
for
he's
all
not
of it.
going
Yeah.
to.
You don't think so?
They're going to give it to Power of the Dog.
No, like
for
later.
Dune.
Oh,
Like
later.
later,
Oh, for
yeah.
June 2. Yeah, okay, yeah.
I think they.
Those-
Yeah, I think
they'll
Dune-
give him at least Best
they'll
Director.
I feel like Dune is in there. You know, it's in the Black Panther slot in the Oscars this year. kinda.
Yeah. It's like give the nerds a fish.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
let them chew on
That was
for a
actually
while.
on my list. That was number 4 on my list was Dune.
Was
for
Dune?
sci-fi fantasy. Yeah.
Ooh, Dune didn't make my list for sci-fi fantasy.
Wow, that's-
The David Lynch one, not the...
Oh,
Not the
get
Villeneuve.
out.
Blasphemy.
Man, we got to kick out your mom. We got to kick out Carol. This is me versus you, Ryan.
That's why this is film school, man. That's why I'm supposed to be here to
You know what?
learn.
You know what, sir? I like your attitude. All right, then, Martin, we're on the turn, sir. What is
here we
your
go.
first, man? We'll end out round 3.
Okay. I am going to pick my foreign language film.
Ooh, the first one to be taken
Because
off
I feel like
the
that's
board.
that might be a shallow pool for
It
some of us.
it feels like it is. Yes.
And my pick is Pan's Labyrinth.
That was on my
It was on my list.
yeah.
That was my pick for the last time we did this.
I think it's Del Toro's best movie,
Far
personally.
and away.
Yeah.
And just supremely moving. It's it's one of the best kids movies that's not for kids. You know,
It is very rated R, isn't
like
it?
it's
Yes.
A dude busts another dude's face with the bottom of a wine bottle repeatedly in close up. Like,
It is.
yes, it is not for kids. It is.
but in that sense, it's like a fairy tale in the vein of like old school fairy
Yeah.
tales that were more like
dark
cautionary
ones,
tales meant to
yeah.
scare
Never
you.
read Brothers Grimm. They are grim.
Yeah, you're not going in the fucking woods now, are you? You know, like, but playing against the backdrop of war and coping with that, like, which is something that Del Toro's done in a few movies, but I just the effects work, the storytelling, the visual storytelling,
Color scheme in that movie
is just unparalleled. I think in his oeuvre.
You got that
what have you.
criterion?
No, I don't.
Oh, I'll pick that up.
Because I have a DVD copy of it. It's about time to upgrade though, I think.
Yeah, I replaced my DVD with the Criterion Blu-ray. The Captain is one of my favorite villains.
Oh
in
man,
movies.
And the way he goes out, like it's not that spectacular, but it is like, wow, that was a little too real for me.
What's your thoughts on Pan's Lab?
I actually love it. That is, yeah, it's so dark and it's so sad. It's one of
It's
those
dark and
movies-
it's sad. I love it.
Tim Burton fan?
You know, although he hasn't made a good movie.
It's been a while.
Recently, it's been Sweeney Todd, I think was the last one.
Miss Peregrine's was all right.
Debatable.
Batman Returns.
Oh, jeez.
From there on, I really don't need much of them.
And now I'm thinking, like surely he's made a movie I liked in the last 25 years.
I thought Alice in Wonderland was going to be it, but it was
It's
not.
not.
That was
Ooh,
bad.
woof.
Not.
That one's a
That was
what
bad.
a stinker.
I like
anyways.
Sweeney Todd, but I like Sweeney Todd, so that's. I like the
Got a
opera
thing
before
for
the
demon
movie.
barbers, do you?
Yeah. No, I love Pan's Labyrinth, and I don't care what you say. She didn't die. She went back to her fairy kingdom, and you can't tell me otherwise.
There you go. Sums it up. That's the same thing I say to people.
Yeah.
Yep. She did not die. She returned to where she came from. What's your thoughts on Gold Pans? Have you
Yeah,
seen
that's
that?
on the list.
That's on this. I'll keep it moving then. Okay. Carol, it's back over to you.
I don't think it is yet. I think I've got one more pick, guys.
Yeah, he's.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, I
We're
was
gonna-
And you might want to.
you might
yeah.
wanna-
Boom is on you, Mr. Martin.
All right. So my next pick is going to be for. Oh man, there's so many good ones.
No one has touched drama is the only category left that no one has touched yet.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? I am going to pick. I am going to pick my drama. And at the risk of being slightly repetitive and just diving into mob movie after mob movie, Goodfellas is my pick for drama. I got to get some Scorsese in here, and I'm going with Scorsese's best.
I knew this was going to be like a mafia wank fest.
Drama,
Two
yeah.
movies have been picked.
I'm not done.
Like,
Actually, well,
Mafia and Andy
Kingpin's a
Dupree.
mobster.
I knew Mafia and Andy Dupree were going to be in here somewhere. I almost chose terms of endearment just to inject some estrogen.
There is some
They did
mob
a good
activity
Leslie
in
draft
Dark
this?
Knight
He's not
also.
There's mob activity in Dark Knight. I mean, it's hard to make a movie
Sal
without any
Maroni
mob.
and-
Mob elements are everywhere in every.
That's true.
You can't have society without a mob.
Apparently not.
That's what we saw in the beginning of 2001: A Space Odyssey. It's like those
A mob
monkeys.
of
Those
mob-
monkeys are learning how to be mobsters. Pay up, or you get whacked.
Taking a jawbone. You talking to me?
Caesar in a three-piece suit.
ridiculous. Goodfellas, talk about it. Sir.
I got Goodfellas. I think if you're only going to watch one mob movie, I think it should be Goodfellas. I think
It's in the conversation.
As far as planting you in there
the
and
conversation
taking you on
with
the
Francis Ford Coppola.
taking you on the full journey, because I don't know that even the Godfather movies really invite you to become these characters with them. But Goodfellas is kind of all about that, right? Like, this is, look at the glamour I got swept up in. Look at how could I do anything but
We're
want to be
Lorraine
these guys.
Bracco in that movie.
Exactly. And then it turns out at the end, yeah, we all kind of are, aren't we? We're just schlubs living in suburbia. It's got one of my absolute favorite endings of any movie ever.
Okay.
Like in a society that just yearns for justice. I think so many of us want to see justice done. To see a character end up like that is like, this feels good.
Sweet. It takes you on some high ass highs in the beginning,
Uh-huh.
and those lows get pretty low too. Yeah, I think Scorsese does a good job showing the full gamut, like the montage of them finding all the people that Robert De Niro has systemically taken out. That's related to the Lufthansa heist is one of the best montages I think there is.
Oh, that scene where Joe Pesci gets made. Oh my God!
You feel so bad for him.
You knew going
you
in, it's like,
don't.
oh, come on, no.
Well, I mean,
I feel bad
we
for
feel
Robert
bad
De
for him.
Niro.
I feel bad for him because we know his mom, right? At that point in the movie.
You mean Scorsese's mom?
he was,
Yeah.
he was a loose cannon, man. They had to do it though.
Look at my painting.
Revenge for Billy Bats, man.
One of my
Revenge
favorite dinner scenes ever. It's like,
Yeah.
hey, and check out this thing I painted.
Yeah, we gotta borrow a butcher knife because I got a deer's hoof caught in the nose.
It's definitely the movie that Scorsese should have won the Oscar for.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm always cautious to say that because I don't know what else was nominated that
I
year,
forget what
but
was. Yeah, I
Wasn't
forget
that
what was.
Dances with Wolves won that year.
Yeah, that
Fuck
was
it.
okay.
Then
yeah,
yes,
yeah, that
Goodfellas
was-
should have won.
That's what I'm saying.
I hate Dances with Wolves.
Pesci won. Pesci won for supporting.
Supporting, yeah.
And if I
That was
remember
well-deserved.
his acceptance speech was thank you.
Yep. Well, they said you don't get to say anything because he can't go for 4 words without saying
dropping an
"Fuck
F-bomb.
Yeah, they had to remind him constantly in Home Alone that this was a kids movie.
The time delay person just wouldn't be able to keep up. All right, then, Carol.
All right, I'm going to take my action.
Ooh, she's dipping her
I'm
toes
going
in
with
the
Die
action.
Hard.
Yeah,
Yep.
I knew
There
that
it
was
is.
going. We didn't
We
Got
don't have a Christmas category, so
Oh. Said Batman Returns would have been my Christmas one.
there you go.
The Green Knight would have been my Christmas movie.
Hey,
Hey.
Iron Man 3.
the new classic. Iron Man 3.
No, that would have gotten me destroyed at Poprika.
Yeah, no, Poprika is not voting for Iron Man
No.
3.
I still
God,
rock
no.
for it. Die Hard, what's the best scene in Die Hard?
What, the best scene?
All of it.
All of it, like from beginning to end. No, the best scene is when Hans Gruber starts to talk, because then you're like, holy shit, this guy is actually incredibly dangerous, but he sounds like a nerdy teacher.
Yes.
You shall all bear witness.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention, please.
So menacing.
I love,
Turn your
voice.
spell books to.
Page 357.
I love that scene where him and John McClane meet up for the first time, and he's like playing
Yes.
the
Oh
the
my
hot-
God, oh God.
Yeah. You're one of them.
Clay.
Yeah. Oh, man, that scene with the two of them together. It's like one of the greatest examples of like
It's-
dramatic irony in a film, you
it's
know, where it's
like-
like we know what the hell's going on here, and John McClane doesn't, and it just ratchets the tension up so
It's
much.
like
I
that
love it.
scene in the Bond movie where Bond is sitting at the casino or whatever, going back and forth with the villain and everything casually.
Yeah, they realized during the making of the movie that they don't meet face to face until the very end. They're like, we got to put something in here
Yeah.
before that. And they just whipped that shit up on the day of. And that's what came out of it, man. Is what is also my favorite scene of that movie.
What I love about it, though, is it's like the first time that your action hero actually got seriously hurt.
Yeah.
Him dragging his bloody feet.
That,
That
was
changed
brutal.
the paradigm of all action movies.
And it's all because of that line at the beginning of the movie about taking your
Scrunch
shoes
your
off. Scrunch your toes. You know, it's like
Make fists with your feet.
it's one of those great. It's like nothing in this movie is extraneous.
Yeah.
Everything is there for a reason, and it's like that's just there to get him in bare feet for the duration of the film. Ah, brilliant.
It's that whole scene exists for the shoot the glass.
Back when
Yep.
Bruce Willis actually cared about his
Oh
performance.
god,
was
he
thinking
cared
about that.
so much back then. He
I
cared
was
so
thinking
much.
about that
It's so
earlier.
crazy.
What was the last great Bruce Willis movie?
Looper.
That's what I think it is.
Yeah.
I
10
think it
years.
was
10
Looper.
years.
Yeah,
It's like,
probably.
yeah. That's
The last
I-
time, the last time he invested himself in anything was probably Looper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was watching Glass and I was like, wow, there's a couple of scenes where Bruce actually cared. And I'm like, oh, no. Those were flashbacks to
CG.
Unbreakable. Never mind.
I think the material didn't serve him well. in
Yeah,
that.
I think he would have cared if the writing was there. But for me, the writing was not there.
that movie sucked.
Yeah, it's
It
not
was
not
terrible.
great. Not
What a
great.
shame. What a shame. What a shame.
Jamal
Bruce Willis.
Jackson.
You're
All
shame.
right. Let me go ahead and take my foreign language movie off the board here.
Amelie.
Yes.
I'm just kidding.
Exactly. No.
Wouldn't
I
that be
look
a
like
thing?
I've seen Amelie.
That's the point.
I look like I've seen it. Yeah, there's two movies. There's two categories where I am incredibly interested to see how you go, and this is one of them.
Okay. And you already know one route I'm probably going to end up going with foreign language here.
I know. I mean,
haven't-
you've got to go.
I have an idea, but I don't
Okay.
think you're gonna go that way.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and pick a hero.
Oh, okay. Not what I thought.
Sort of the direction, but not quite the direction I thought you were.
I had another one. I had another one in mind that
Yeah.
I think that's what you're thinking of, but I'm going to go the hero route just due to the visuals, man.
Good Lord.
That movie is
That's a
just
beautiful film.
beautiful. Good God. And the way the story is framed, where I guess it's about them telling the story about these assassination attempts on this tyrant, and each of their stories corresponds to a different color, and everything is in that particular color, and it is just gorgeous.
Zhang Ji gets embarrassed like in every one of those
Yes.
stories.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like a weird modern day Rashomon, where it's like multiple different ways. You see like the same scene from a couple of different ways. Like the scene where Jet Li runs around and chops up all this shit or whatever. You see that like 2 or 3 different times. And then those bolts of whatever it is he's chopping up are colored differently in each one of those ways. And I love it.
I'm a sucker for movies like that too.
Yeah.
For stories where it's like we're seeing things from multiple angles or like points of view.
Like vantage point.
Yeah.
Right. Well,
Oh,
yeah.
jeez.
Oh man, well, like Rashomon,
Like Rashomon, yeah.
and that X-Files episode.
They kind of tried. They kind of tried that with that 4th season of Arrested Development,
Okay.
where it was
All
like
right.
the same the same events going on each episode, but from somebody else's point of view.
Yeah.
Carol, you got that on Hero, right?
No, I did not have that on my.
Well, I mean, like the movie.
Oh
in
yeah,
general.
oh yeah. God, that was a beautiful film.
It
Did
literally-
you put anything besides Seven Samurai on your foreign language list?
Yes, I did. Seven Samurai was not in my foreign. That was in my sweeping epic.
Okay. I was wondering if you just
I
put
had
it in
other
all.
Kurosawa to choose from.
Okay.
I definitely
All
had
right.
some Kurosawa on my list, but I did not have Hero on my list. So
That
that's a
literally
good pull.
popped. I was in the shower this morning and I was just like, "Oh, Hero!" It's like what?
Shower, man.
Yeah.
Shower for this whole life.
Your
were best
inspiration, man.
Yeah.
Always do your best thing in the shower.
All right, then. It is over to me. Going right down the list, comic book time. Oh, boy. Well,
Do it.
Watchmen.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yep.
Even with the
Not
changed
what I
ending.
expected.
Actually,
I was
liked
thinking
the
that-
changed
yeah.
ending.
The change ending is far better than the comic book ending is. Far,
I
far
will.
better.
I will argue that to my deathbed.
Yeah.
I literally had somebody come across a table of me once for me saying that because they were such an Alan Moore mark or whatever.
Yeah, I will say that the movie's ending works better
As a
cinematically
Yes.
than the Squid ending would have worked.
It felt
And
like it would have came out of
so
nowhere.
I can't say
They
that
didn't
it's
set
like
up for it.
better or worse. I just think it fit what it was, and I do think that the HBO series later came along and made some very good use of that squid attack.
Yes,
and I was
right.
like, okay, now they kind of put the pieces together to make that work, but it never. I still contest that it wouldn't have worked as the climactic moment of a feature film, having that giant squid show up in Madison
Because
Square
there's no
Garden.
setup for it. Like in the comic, you see there, like the artists have gone missing.
There's a
All these
setup.
people
You,
have
you
gone-
do see the sketch of the thing on the beach at one point.
Yeah, yeah.
So there is a setup, and but it very much plays into, the paranoia of the nuclear age more than like any modern aesthetic. Like if that happened today, people would just think, oh, like what TikToker did this? Like nobody would be fooled into thinking.
What TikToker sent this multi-dimensional squid our way?
It made more sense because throughout the movie they were hinting at Dr. Manhattan being this this danger to society, and then to finally have him implicated in a mass murder, it's like, yeah, this is organic, this is natural, like.
Even this
Yeah.
makes sense.
It's like
Yeah.
This makes
it's always
sense.
better,
Makes
and
sense.
it's always better. And the former president knows this when you have somebody to pin it on.
Yeah.
And
Did you get
Dr.
that one,
Manhattan.
Watchmen?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually love The Watchmen, except for that Hallelujah scene.
That's one of my favorite scenes. Lean right into the campiness. I will say that the 4K Watchmen, which inserts the animated Gerard Butler, the Tales of the Black Freighter,
Yeah.
is the
Oh.
superior way.
you
of
definitely,
watching
if you're going to
this.
watch it that way.
Watch it
Yeah.
that way. I think like the original DVD, it didn't have it on there. Then Blu-ray, it was like a separate feature, and then the 4K, they combined it all together. That's the
Yeah,
way
you
to
could get
watch
the ultimate cut of it.
The ultimate cut.
And it came out a little bit. It might have come out at the same time, or maybe a little bit after the initial DVD release, perhaps. But I know Tales from the Black Freighter was released as its own
Yeah.
DC original animated film, concurrently with the movie.
I
Got
think
one
that-
of the best opening credit sequences.
Gosh, yeah.
Oh, yes.
We could
it
do an
is.
entire draft of great opening credit sequences.
Yes.
And that is.
That's out
It's
there.
it's surprisingly efficient visual storytelling from a guy who I don't think is really that good at
Not
efficient
efficiently.
visual storytelling.
Anything.
Y'all crazy.
That is some of the
Motherfucker
greatest.
does action
That's
very
the
well.
greatest world building he's ever done in a
Yes.
movie, and it's in the opening. Like,
And it's just moments.
Yeah.
It's just moments. It's so
To
great.
see, finally seeing Dollar Bill with his cape caught up in the revolving door.
Yeah.
Made
Yeah.
my day. Edna Mode told me. All right, then. Let us kick off the 5th round. Yeah, 5th round.
Good day. Welcome to round 5.
Drama. It's drama time. Oh, I was not really all that jazzed about any of the selections that I made here. Inglorious Bastards.
Whoa.
Yeah, is what I'm going with.
Pretty strong.
I think I do agree with Tarantino's assessment that it might be his masterpiece.
It's
Yeah, it's
definitely
the one
up there.
I've seen the
It's-
second most, probably.
I would put that. Yeah, that's definitely in my top 3 probably of his work.
Yeah, it's man, it's it was his first foray into now 2 alternate history
Yeah.
type movies. Hopefully,
Borderline. It was a borderline on foreign language film. Like,
there's a lot of
I
French
remember
there was a
happening.
lot of French.
I remember
spoken
when
in
we
there.
did the
happening.
we did the Poprika episode about foreign language, and most of the episode was just like, well, you could kind of say that Star Wars was a foreign language film.
They filmed it in London.
Just for the record, Inglourious Bastards, not a foreign language
No.
film,
No.
but there
there's
is
a
a
good
lot of
chunk of it.
subtitles in it.
Yes.
And
a lot of subtitles in it.
Yeah.
yeah. I still think it is one of Tarantino's best pieces. I think it gave us one of the best villains in recent memory. with Hans Landa.
and Christoph Waltz himself, was not a well-known quantity before that movie came out.
Yeah, and they did Green Hornet.
Yeah, I mean, he hasn't made great choices, but
Outside of Tarantino, no.
I mean, he was a great Blofeld.
Yeah.
Casting, just
yes.
not a great Blofeld.
he was a great Blofeld in one scene from a James Bond movie he was barely in.
Yeah, but it is a great war movie. And it's just Tarantino doing what Tarantino does. Are you a Tarantino fan?
I am, but in limited quantities, and I have to admit, I have not seen Inglorious Bastards through to the end.
Boy, are you not through to the end?
No,
So you
I've seen
tried.
I've seen bits and pieces of it, but not start to finish.
Well, and I take back. I was going to say you're in for a treat, but maybe you're not. I don't know. Maybe you couldn't.
I mean, I know he messes with history, but I mean, I didn't actually like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Oh wow, Carol!
Boy, Carol just laying it all out.
That was. I think I said it at the time. That was Tarantino at his most sappy and optimistic.
This is most nostalgic.
Yeah, this was.
And his most obvious
What a
foot fetish.
softie.
Jesus, did we have to introduce every
he-
female
he-
character
Oh,
in
that
the
was
film by
that
her
was
feet?
obvious. Trolling.
This was like his-
right. That's trolling 101.
Yeah, this was like his Army of the Dead of foot fetishes there. Like, like when he's left to his own devices, it's just like...
That's what he does. Like
Yes.
Frank Miller turns in this like radical jihad kind of comic stuff when he's not in check. George
Yep.
Lucas gives us the prequels when he's not in check. Tarantino goes full foot fetishist when he's not in check.
Full Margot Robbie dirty feet on the
I
back of the
think-
theater.
God,
Man.
I don't think anybody on that ranch
your
wore,
goddamn feet
wore
down.
shoes.
No.
No.
No, that was kind of the point though.
Trolling 101. And all I could do was just laugh at the obvious trolling. Wow, what a dick. The fact that he won. I can't remember if it was Oscar.
It was...
But screenplay, original screenplay. And he was like, I got nobody to thank because I wrote it, so thank me. Off the stage, I was like, oh, this guy's an asshole.
Yeah.
Also, he pushed me over to get to the bathroom at the Critics' Choice Awards.
you were that close to Tarantino.
That was exactly how I was close enough to get knocked out the way because my man had to pee. Jamon, it is on you,
On me
sir.
here. Let's go... Let me go ahead and get my sci-fi off the board here.
There's only been one, and Carol went the fantasy route
Yeah.
Okay.
because those two should get bundled up.
I'm going with the sci-fi route here.
I know you are.
Probably one of the most influential sci-fi movies ever
know.
made.
We know.
Yes. Do you want me to just say The Matrix?
I do.
Okay.
That was my top pick for action.
I had that
Really?
in my action list.
Yep.
Oh,
That was my
okay.
top pick for action.
All right, The Matrix. Huh?
It is.
Great.
It's actually not what I thought you were going to go with.
100%.
I know what you were thinking there, and I was like, that has not won me a single one yet. And not only that, I have multiple genres I could pick that in.
That's true. That's true. Your comedy is still open. All right, The
But
Matrix. Sir.
it's the movie that has haunted the Wachowskis to this day. Like it's
They're always chasing themselves.
basically,
Yeah.
literally now. It's like
Yeah, because Resurrections wasn't it.
I have to say,
it had some good ideas, and
it was the best Matrix sequel
Sequel.
we were going to get.
I agree. It was the best sequel we were going to get. Yeah, and Warner Brothers was going to make one
They
one
were
way or the
gonna
throw
damn
it out
other.
there. They
So-
literally
It's the
said
whole-
it in
yeah,
there.
Captain America, at least let's keep one hand on the steering wheel.
Yep.
If they're going to
Exactly.
do it,
Exactly.
we might as well, or one of them might as well.
Wasn't great, but
Yeah, the first half of that movie,
Was
fucking
excellent.
solid.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Neil's like, "We gotta rescue Trinity," and I was like, "Okay."
No.
The best compliment I can pay Resurrections is that I left the theater wanting to watch it again, which I did not feel about with
2 or 3.
Revolutions.
Was it Revolution?
Revolutions was the third one.
Third
Right?
Third one.
Like after
Reloaded.
Revolutions, I was like,
Reloaded.
all right, we're done. Okay, I'm finished here.
Yeah. All right. So what's the best scene, man? Is it the Morpheus versus Neo? Is it Neo versus Smith?
God,
Is it the
There's-
rooftop nonsense?
there's so many. I think the lobby shootout was probably one of the best.
Dum, 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 dum,
Yes.
dum,
That was kind of Neo. That was Neo fully realized, and going in there is like, look, we're gonna handle this shit.
Yeah.
My buddy and I, just after that movie came out, of course, we all bought the soundtrack. We had it playing in our cars. And whatnot. We went to the mall in Columbia one day and pulled in and parked, and he was like, "Oh shit, I got to roll my window up. I forgot." So he has to turn the car back on. He turns it on, and it's like do 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 do.
Yeah, because I love the way that scene starts out. Like they're just casually going through the metal detectors and everything, and of course the thing obviously goes off, and the security guard he opens the jacket. He's like, "Oh shit!" It's like-
Yeah. Pop. And then it's on from there.
Yeah.
Did you get caught up in the hype of the Matrix?
Oh
at
gosh,
first?
yeah. I saw that sucker like 5 times in the theater.
Okay.
I had absolutely no idea going in what to expect.
I was the same way.
It was like a really cool trailer, and you have no idea what's going on, and it's like
the ad campaign.
it's
It
like
was.
Superman back.
It's like a relic from a bygone era because the ad campaign told you so
Nothing.
little, and now like audiences have to be. If the trailer doesn't explain the entire fucking plot of the movie, like
Yeah, they don't
the
go see
audience
it.
is not trusted, and with. Like I think it's kind of true to understand and be able to wrap their heads around what's going
Yeah.
on.
I think that's why Nope is so intriguing because I saw the
Yes,
trailer and
that's
I'm
it.
like,
No
I'm like, this
idea.
feels like a throwback. This
Yeah.
feels like something that they're selling based on the name Jordan Peele, and they know we're going to show up at this point. But I don't think they would have done that with Get Out, even though I guess they kind of did. I don't know.
They did a little bit. I
was-
mean, we had
we
no
didn't
idea
know-
that twist.
You
or
didn't
any
know
of
the
that.
twist,
Yeah.
but you kind of knew
Something was up.
Weird. Was
Yeah,
going
you
on.
knew
Yeah,
something
but you
weird.
didn't know what the weird was. I mean, I think the same thing like with Men. It's selling
Yep.
it on the name of Alex Garland
Mm-hmm.
and my deliciousness, Jesse Buckley. So if you just pair those two, and it's like, all right, well,
You get to a
I'm
point where
in.
you can like your name is enough to get people in the seats. Like Shyamalan was there for like a hot minute.
Hot minute, not anymore. Not anymore. All right, good call. The Matrix there, sir.
Yeah.
Carol,
Always a good call.
what's
All
your
right.
number 5?
I am going with my drama, and I am actually going Tarantino. I'm going Pulp Fiction.
Oh, they're gonna think
You
you're
went
me.
straight
They're
for
gonna
it.
think
Went
you're me.
straight for it.
I assume Pulp Fiction was number 1 on your drama list.
It's not even on my drama list.
Oh man, okay.
I felt like I had to. I had
to break out the
I had
mold?
to pull something else out for that.
Okay. Why Pulp Fiction? Is that your favorite Tarantino?
It is my favorite Tarantino. I love the storyline. I love the kind of chaotic nature of how the story is told. And I applaud any movie that makes me actually respect John Travolta.
Yeah.
Samuel Jackson, come on, is
God, yeah.
so-
It gave us so much.
Yeah.
Bruce Willis gave a damn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He
That was his
actually cared.
comeback. It was
oh my
Travolta's
God, I have
comeback.
2
It
Bruce
was-
Willis films on
Yeah,
there.
put Sam Jackson.
You're kind of doing what I wanted to do.
You still got to answer comedy. No, there's still that there. Or animated, I mean.
What a great movie.
What of the sections is your favorite section?
Oh, the one with Uma Thurman and John Travolta.
Oh yeah.
Me.
The needle to the heart.
Oh,
is one.
I still cringe watching
Jeez,
that.
yeah.
Every time. Every time.
Eric Stoltz just high out of his mind. Dude, no.
At one point, I wanted
He's
to.
doing.
At one point, I
That
wanted to
giant
slap
magic
the
marker.
Shit. Yeah.
Just put it right there.
At one point, I wanted to slap the shit out of Eric Stoltz.
Many points do I always want to
Yes.
slap the shit out of Harry Stoltz.
That's why, initially I think Tarantino wanted to cast Pam Grier as his wife in there, but he
they're like,
couldn't
nah.
see Eric Stoltz yelling at her like that.
Right, not Pam
No,
Grier.
not Pam
Nah,
Grier.
she would have cussed
Surviving.
him right out.
And who is
I got to make another movie
It
for
was
her.
Rosanna Arquette.
Yeah,
Rosanna
Rosanna
Arquette.
Arquette.
Yeah.
Yes.
It just like that was a movie that ground popular culture to a halt. Like it was like, what the hell is this? Like everything, movie releases are just going on. Everybody's going about there. The 90s are just going by. We're throwing good stuff out there. And then pop culture was just on its ass over Pulp Fiction. It was like, whoa, this this was something special.
This was the era of the indie cats.
Yeah.
Because Clerks was
Clerks was the same year.
Yeah, it was that same year. Pulp Fiction has all been there.
I think was Fargo the same year?
Fargo
was
was
a couple years later, I think.
So like I think Fargo was
96,
like
I wanna say.
95 or
It might have been like
96.
a Richard Linklater film.
But it was
somewhere
right
around
there. Yeah, well, I mean, like it was coming off of things like Cameron Crowe's Singles, and there was a Linklater movie. Dazed and Confused was like, what was that? It was around the same era, like 92 maybe.
the 90s.
So like
Miramax.
like avant-garde cinema was coming into its own then, I think, and like people were starting to take notice, and it was
For
like
us
that
Americans.
was Pulp Fiction was one.
94.
Pulp Fiction was kind of like the Akira of indie films.
Yeah.
You know, where it's like suddenly audiences are paying attention.
94 was probably one of the strongest years in cinema. Like there
I think there's a good case to be made for 94. I think
But he didn't
99
win.
is
He
still
didn't
probably
win.
that's up there too.
the
94,
champion.
99.
It didn't win Best Picture, I think. Is that the
Pulp
year Forrest
Fiction?
Gump?
Gulp.
It is.
Yeah, fucking good.
That was when
won Best
Tarantino
Picture.
made that famous speech at the MTV Awards or whatever. It's like you keep losing out the Forrest Gump at the award shows. What do you do?
And he's not wrong. All right,
Yep.
good call on the Pulp
Nice,
Fiction.
nice.
Brian, you're on the turn, sir.
Is it me
Yeah.
already?
You're ending out the first
Oh,
half
because you
of this
picked
business.
Pulp Fiction.
Yep.
I thought you.
I told you.
my brain is already healed over it to believe that was Jermon's choice. I am going
Carol
to.
hoodwinked us.
Oh wow! I'm gonna pick my horror movie.
Oh, 2 have been chosen so far.
Yeah, and I'm gonna pick Alien.
Oh.
That was my number 2.
Okay.
I had a solid backup, but Alien
Is Aliens your solid backup?
No.
Okay.
Alien is like the ultimate haunted house movie. You know, it works. I was thinking it's the same way as The Thing, right? Like it's like we're isolated, we can't get out, no one can go anywhere, and there's a thing trying to kill us,
Yep.
right? And not only that, but it can invade our bodies.
Yeah.
They're
and you
basically the
actually
same movie.
Yeah, and you don't know what it looks like because it's changing form pretty often.
And so it strikes all the big check boxes on that sort of like psychological horror kind of thing. Like the scariest thing you can experience is something that's going on inside your body that you can't see and you have no way to stop. Right? That's why cancer is so terrible.
Yeah.
But like
You nailed it.
yeah. So I mean like but that's the appeal of Alien, and then it just gradually it turns into this thing that is in every way your genetic superior that is bred to kill you. I just love it. And right up to the scene where we escape the Nostromo, we're in the escape pod, and then you can just see it. It's just fucking right there on the wall, you know? Hey, bub. It's just napping over there. It's just like trying to catch some Z's. And
It's been a rough day for both of us.
man, just what a superbly shot and put together movie.
And
Just-
also the thinking that Tom Skerritt is going to be like big muscles hero throughout the movie. And
I always love.
Yeah, because
this
he was
unassuming, like
love a
little
good fake
tiny
out.
Yeah.
Sigourney Weaver.
I love
you
a good
think
fake out like
him
that.
and John Hurt were probably big names at the time, and
Yeah.
you would
Yaphet
figure,
Kotto kinda too.
yeah, Yaphet. You would think they would, they would make it through the picture, be the big protagonist, but nope. Like little known Sigourney Weaver.
Little known Skerritt. That's a great fake out.
In a movie that wouldn't have happened if they had listened to her at the beginning and not opened the fucking door.
Yeah, but it's also Ash's programming man. He was there with one mission was to get that shit.
Oh, Ash
back
would
on
have made that shit happen.
Yeah.
One way or
Ash
the
was
other.
gonna make that
His
shit
milk blood having ass would have all over it.
Bilbo,
Yeah,
no.
everybody's so great in that movie.
They are. They
Love
are.
it. I'm just drafting great dinner scenes.
And
Texas
I love
Chainsaw Massacre should be
God.
somewhere on that.
Nummy, God.
And I love that no one knew what was going to happen in that scene.
Yeah.
Until it actually happened. So it was
Unless
so horror.
you, like me, saw Spaceballs before you saw Alien.
No, I mean, the actual
the
actors.
That was-
had no idea.
Yeah,
They were
yeah.
not
No,
told.
the actors didn't know.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
they
why.
were
That's
not
why.
told.
What's her name?
Oh
Cartwright.
my God.
Cartwright.
Oh,
Veronica Cartwright looks like Jesus. What is this?
Just killed John Hurt.
Speaking of Seven, when they come up on the dude emaciated in
Oh
the
my
bed,
God.
they also didn't know
Yep.
that was going to be a dude. And when he gives that cough, and it was that.
It's like, oh, shit.
Who was that guy? The Scrubs dude? McGinley.
Yeah.
John C.
Yeah,
McGinley.
John C.
McGinley
McGinley.
flips the fuck out. 'Cause
Yeah.
he has no idea what's going to go on. Brian,
Brilliant
kick off
stuff.
the back half of the list, sir.
Ooh, okay. All right. I am going with my action movie.
Oh, okay.
And I'm going to pick The Raid Redemption.
Ooh,
The Raid Redemption. Is that the
Nice.
second one?
That's the first one.
it's the first one.
Yeah.
First one. I think I kind of like the second one better as an action movie, but that first one just comes like a wrecking ball.
Oh,
man.
yeah.
Like it is. I don't care how talked up this movie is. I don't care how much you've heard about it. When you sit down to watch The Raid, you are unprepared for what you're about to watch.
Yes.
and it's just bare knuckles for like 90 fucking minutes. It's just wild.
It's
man.
like a living video game, basically.
It is.
Like,
It is. It just keeps going and going and going, and like the last boss is like the best boss.
Yeah.
Like it's
Yeah, there's no killing that dude.
It is
It
insane.
slows down to breathe for one scene.
That's it.
And that
Yeah.
one scene is
that
the
the one
fucking
in the
knife
walls?
through
Yeah.
the walls. Yeah. Have you seen The Raid?
Yes, I have.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just it comes through and slices that guy's cheek.
yeah.
And oh, it's so tense. Man, are you a big action person? Like
Yeah.
you get down on the
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Where would you rank The Raid as far as action flicks?
The Raid is actually pretty high up there. God, that and Attack the Block were two
Attack the
two
Block
that
is
I
so
was
good. I was
actually-
trying to find a good place for Attack the Block on my
Yeah.
list because I love that movie
I
so
was
much.
thinking about that one for either sci-fi fantasy or action. but
Yeah.
I had to go fantasy for sci-fi fantasy.
Sure.
All right,
sure.
fair enough, fair enough. People a little bit salty that Attack the Block was where it was on the 100 sci-fi list.
Did they think it should have been higher or lower?
Higher.
Oh, wow, yeah. I mean, what year in the where was it? Like in the 40s?
The 70s.
Okay,
maybe.
it should have been higher.
Higher.
I think I remember that now. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Oh, I love Attack the Block.
Nope, 65 is where it was.
Still should have been higher.
Skirting the line there. I think it's right. Like
Would you say, Carol?
Still should have been
close
higher.
enough.
I'll get out. All right, then.
Can't draft that one. Jermon already got it.
Yes. Raid Redemption, good call. Carol, your sixth pick, ma'am.
Okay, I'm going to go with my Western, and I'm going No Country for Old Men.
Oh,
Well
yeah.
done.
That was in consideration.
Oh, yeah, 3 of my 4 Westerns were Coen Brothers films.
Oh yeah, sure.
Oh, of course.
Was Ballad of Buster Scruggs on
Ballad of
your list?
Buster Scruggs is on your list.
Probably True Grit. Like,
Yeah,
True
Yeah,
Grit
I
was
mean-
on there.
All right, that's fair. All right.
they love the Western.
They
love
love
the
the
Western.
Western, but damn. Javier Bardem in that Dutch boy haircut. So fucking scary.
Yes.
He is terrifying. Like
Absolutely terrifying.
It's
It's a horror movie when he's
Yeah.
sitting behind that cop and you just watch him just, you know,
Yeah, get out of
the thing and
handcuffs.
just start walking over. It's like, oh my God, dude, turn around.
Yeah, what a great film.
Garroted with handcuffs.
I compared him to Bane or Hans Landa, you know, on that villain scale. Is like people you just feel uncomfortable being in a room with. Like
Yeah.
it's just
And you think Woody Harrelson is going to be this guy that just saves everybody?
Yeah, the
He
big
comes
swinging
in and
dick comes in
saves
and-
and nope, he's in there for like 10 minutes and gets blown away.
he even smoked Josh Brolin like off screen.
No, Josh Brolin gets smoked out by some unknown cat.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
it wasn't
Like,
him.
it wasn't
Yeah.
even Anton that killed him. It was just some random Mexican guys that
Yeah.
killed him.
And I think this was great about it is like it just that's the guy you're following all throughout this movie, and his death is off screen.
Yep.
We find out through Anton, I think, when he's coming to try
Yeah.
to kill him. And then there's already the shootouts happening, there's chaos in there, and you know, it's
Doesn't Anton end up like walking off into suburbia too at the end?
Yeah.
He gets hit, he gets into a car accident.
Yeah.
Yeah.
buys
And he
some
just
kid's
kind of
bicycle.
stumbles away. Like he's
Yeah.
like, oh, geez,
He
well, I
buys
guess
some kid's shirt.
I
and
live
then,
here now.
he swapped into
Inside
somebody's
the
house.
because he kills Llewellyn's wife, probably her mother, and then just walks away.
I just think that maybe that's where we start our bad guys crossover. Like maybe it's the neighborhood that Ray Liotta lives in at the end of Goodfellas.
That might be it. Good call. No Country for Old Men. Mr. Jackson.
Oh, up again. Let's go ahead and do. What do I have left here? Let's go ahead and get action off the board here.
Okay, the final action coming off the board here.
I'm gonna go ahead and pick Terminator 2: Judgment Day.
Yep.
Okay, there it is. Pete Lynch will be proud.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
That's
I like
that
the
one's for
first
you,
one
Pete.
better.
What you say?
I like the first
Well,
one.
the first one,
Oh, that's it. Bold statement there.
jeez, the first one was more of like a horror, like a slasher flick than I think.
Yeah, just that unstoppable, always coming
Yeah.
after you killing
Yeah.
machine. Yeah.
What
Yeah,
is it with James Cameron and putting kids in the second movie? It's
But
just
Newt with aliens?
that kills aliens for me.
Newt does?
Newt kills aliens
Love
for me.
Newt.
Does
That's
Bobby Budnick kill the second one? Second Terminator for you? I've always just pictured him sitting there watching Salute Your Shorts one Saturday. And,
He's like, that's the kid.
Him.
That's the one, right?
hey, the guy who played Ugg died this week.
Yeah.
yeah, I just saw it. Yeah,
What little kids he putting in Avatar too? That's what I want to know.
Oh, he'll
jeez.
find. I'm sure
It's gonna be
those
somebody.
two Navis that got together at the end have kids now.
Jacob,
The Sullies.
Jacob Tremblay or whatever. He's like the,
Oh,
That's
God,
too
man.
old
he's the
now.
kid du jour or whatever.
Those damn,
old.
like Kid Navi are gonna look so stupid.
Does anyone want another Avatar?
Not really.
I do. Just because that motherfucker is always at the forefront of technological advancements within movies.
Yeah. Well,
And I know even if the story is whack, we're gonna see some mind bonkers cinematography throughout that.
I think we're going to be wearing Oculus stuff to see it by the time it comes out.
right. Shout out to Pete Lentz though. Like Pete Lentz was the one when we talked about Avatar previously. He talked about like
he went on like a 3-minute run.
the orgasmic experience he had on
the
the
Disney ride.
Flight of Passage at Animal Kingdom in Disney World, and I, on his recommendation, went there last time I was in Disney World, and I waited for a long time to get on this ride. It was like that was the second weekend that Galaxy's Edge was open, and I waited longer for Flight of Passage than I did for Smuggler's Run. So just take that into
okay.
and oh my God, like Pete, like I had to change pants afterwards. Like Pete was right. I was like, this is the most amazing thing I've ever experienced, Pete. I shed a tear.
shout out to the Lens.
And then I went home and made love to Navi. It's like whatever Pete's thing was. Pete did a thing. I don't know.
What's the best scene in T2?
I really hope he's
Man,
listening.
I think the truck chase.
There's a truck chasing.
Well,
oh wait,
when-
Not Avatar.
Avatar. We were talking about T2, remember? It's like-
I did not remember that.
We
Yeah.
got a little off topic there. Yeah, the truck chase where he's on in the culvert when he's on the motorcycle. Or?
yeah, he was on the motorcycle. Then the T-1000 is chasing him in that truck. I mean, like that T-1000 was relentless to just drive off a bridge or whatever with that damn thing after him. It's like he will stop at nothing to get John Connor.
I like it.
Yeah, and to see, of course, Linda Hamilton, Sarah Connor go from the final girl to just being this just badass. It's just like,
good old muscles herself.
Yes.
Yep.
And you're T1 over T2. Oh, I assume it's
It's
your
because of
affinity
Edward
for horror.
Furlong.
Okay.
It's because of Edward Furlong.
Oh, poor Edward. Yeah, yep, fair.
Big Bill
fair.
Not Team Edward.
Hasta la vista, baby.
They were trying to get that Bart Simpson energy going in it.
oh yeah, that was big at the time. Yeah,
You know?
It was- I would have cast him as
I'm afraid I can't believe he didn't just say "eat my shorts" at one point to the Terminator.
I would have cast him as Bart Simpson if they had done a Simpsons movie back then.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
All right, it is on me, and I'm going to keep
Or
on
Bobby
going.
Budnick.
Keep going right down the list of my foreign language. I'm going over to China.
Here we go.
In the mood for love.
Yeah, hey, great poll, great
Yes.
great choice.
Damn you.
I will take that. In the mood for love. Oh, good Lord. That movie is, I think, one of the best movies ever made.
It is.
It is one of the best looks at the nature of relationships, of longing, of want, and just the human condition as far as two people are concerned. And the fact that we never see the actual cheating spouses all throughout the movie is
And it's gorgeous.
and
God,
it's
that movie is so gorgeous.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. It's like unparalleled visual feast.
I just randomly caught out the recommendation of some YouTube's top 10 something's, and In the Mood for Love was on there, and I was like, oh, what is this talking about? And I think like maybe a week later there was a Criterion sale, and I was like, don't mind if it does. Have you seen In the Mood for Love?
I don't even know what that is.
I want to know what love is. Where's Pete? I really need Pete here.
Oh my god.
Yeah, if you have not seen In the Mood for Love, you listening out there, do yourself all of the favors and check that out. There's a Criterion sale that might be going on when this goes up. So if that's the case, man, blind buy. This is one.
Feels like it's right. Yeah.
I'm
$10 gift certificate shows up in my email, and I'm like, you sons
this
of
week.
bitches.
I'm thinking it's this week.
It's bait.
So we will see. We will see.
At $30 in store credit, baby, and absolutely no financial compass. Do your worst, Criterion.
Blind buy this movie, and you will thank me later for it. So In the Mood for Love. Back over to you, Jamon. Go for it.
Okay, here we go. Let's see here. What do I have left here? Pick from. Let's go get the sweeping epic off the board here.
Oh, okay.
Let's
I will
go
be
there.
the last to get the sweeping epic.
Let's do it here. You have an idea what you think I'm going to pick, but I'm probably not going to pick that.
This is the one. I'm like, I have no idea where Jamon's going to go with this.
Okay, I'm going to take a movie about.
I think I don't know. I think I know what he's going to do.
Okay,
But go ahead.
okay.
Go ahead.
I'm going to take a movie about a person whose life was so epic that they had to make a 3-hour movie about it.
Lawrence of Arabia?
No, Malcolm X.
Ah.
Oh,
That was my number 3.
Snuck in there. Not what I expected. Okay.
Dude.
All right. Yeah. Good call. Denzel Washington.
Yeah,
Fucking held it
my
down.
God, he was Malcolm X. Period.
Robbed of an Oscar.
Yes. Training Day.
Robbed.
Nah, that should have been
was-
that.
that was
Malcolm
the
X should.
makeup.
Yeah,
Let me-
that was
We're
the pity.
sorry.
That was the
We're
pity
sorry.
Oscar there. Yeah. Oh my
What-
God.
I really need to know what won that year. Go ahead and talk about Malcolm
God.
X there.
I think it was it Sin of a Woman? Was
God, it was Al Pacino.
I think that was Pacino's win.
That's right.
That was
the
Pacino.
beginning- That was the beginning of the
Absolutely
who
So
was.
they gave
They gave Pacino his pity Oscar.
It's just been pities after pities after pities after
We're
pities.
sorry 12 times over. Here you go.
I remember I was 14 in the theater watching that movie. It was like, this is probably one of the greatest things I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah. It so overly. Can you? Are you getting another one? Yeah. Can you get my other Sam Smith out of there? Thank you, sir. It so overwhelmingly encompasses all the hardships and the heartaches and the pitfalls and the struggles and the setbacks and the obstacles.
And 3 hours wasn't even enough to cover all of that, all of this. There's still so much that hasn't been touched.
Is it the best Spike Lee movie?
Do the Right Thing is
Do the
really-
Right Thing
Do the
is
Right
like,
Thing is-
yeah.
Do the Right Thing was on my drama
It's-
list, so I was close to picking that one.
It's
I just picked that up on Criterion.
It's definitely up there, but I don't know.
Okay. All right.
Because
fair
Do the Right Thing is strong, man. That is like,
Is this the best Denzel performance?
yes.
Macbeth is close.
Macbeth is damn
Macbeth
close.
is
I haven't seen
close.
Macbeth
Damn
yet,
close.
but this
Macbeth
is
oh.
He is so good.
Did he get nominated?
Yeah.
yeah.
He's not going to win it.
Doesn't have a
'cause
chance
it's-
in hell.
You think Will Smith is going to take it?
No,
I-
it's Benedict
Will-
Cumberbatch.
Yeah, it's Benedict Cumberbatch
Yeah.
as the front runner, but they may give it to Will Smith just to.
Just
It might be his.
is this
him
pity
up.
Oscar?
He's had decades of good entertainment.
Yeah,
He's
there
a
you
little
go.
something for
This
it.
might be his Revenant. It's like-
Yeah.
I'm still personally partial to Training Day, but
as the best
as
Will
the
Smith
best
or best
Denzel, best Will Smith's best movie was Training Day. Make no mistake.
Like, you think you could do this to me?
In West Philadelphia.
Why does he want me, man?
That's Will Smith's best scene by far.
Oh God, yes.
Okay, Malcolm X. All right, it is back over to me. I will pick.
Malcolm X.
Wait, no, we're going
No, we're going this.
that way.
Oh, that's right. My bad. Carol.
Okay, so I'm going to get my comic book out of the way.
Oh, interested here. The last one to go in comic book.
I'm going to go Spider-Man No Way Home.
Considered it.
Recent.
Definitely
bias.
considered it.
Just because it is like God, it's up there with Into the Spider-Verse as the best Spider-Man movie.
Yeah, I said that it was like Into the Spider-Verse is the best Spider-Man comic book movie we've ever gotten, but like No Way Home is the ultimate Spider-Man movie.
Yeah.
You know? Like we never, and the reason I think it's better than Endgame is because we didn't need No Way Home. We never thought we were going to get No Way Home. We never thought we'd see Tobey Maguire again.
Where
Like we
Andrew
didn't.
Garfield
we
did
almost-
it.
They never had to do that for us.
It's strange because
they
Andrew
did.
Garfield was like, "Do I want to see Andrew Garfield as Spider-Man?" Yeah, apparently I did because the bastard made me cry just by catching Zendaya.
Yeah, that's
So great.
yes.
There was definitely some man tears coming out
Yeah,
of me in that scene.
yeah. I shed a tear or two. Not gonna lie.
Yeah.
So yeah,
well
it's
executed.
recent, but
It's
I
that damn
almost picked
good.
Iron Man just because that kicked off the MCU and it was so expertly cast. But No Way Home is a better film.
Who knew that we got like Spider-Man's origin story within this trilogy? And
Yeah.
like,
Who would have ever expected that? I didn't expect that. Again, I don't know that we
Willem
even needed it.
Dafoe is so good as
oh,
Goblin.
he was better.
Yes.
He was better than in the original Spider-Man movie. And
Because
He's
they let him
had
keep that
20
mask
years
off.
to get better.
yeah,
Yeah, also,
They didn't put him in that mask for so much of it. and,
Goofy
like,
fuck. His
he
face
went-
is mask enough.
yeah, he swung for the fences too.
yeah, he did.
God, he's so good. Yeah. All right, good call on
Yes.
that. I was not expecting to see
Very
that
good
pop
choice.
up.
Yes.
Very, very good choice on comic book movie. I can't believe nobody picked Endgame.
No,
I was considering it for my sweeping epic.
only one.
That's what I
MCU?
thought you were going to pick because it's 3 hours and 2 minutes long.
Yes,
Yep.
it just
you were gonna
it just
do
hit it.
Yep.
I
All
thought
right.
you were going to do it.
Trying to be sophisticated, man.
it's film school. Film school. Brian, you're on the turn,
no
sir.
doubt.
First
I-
of two.
Okay, I'm going to pick my Western.
Bull.
And I am going with the one that Carol didn't pick, True Grit. The
Really?
The
remake
Coen
of
Brothers.
True
Yeah,
Grit, the Coen Brothers one. I got to get a Coen Brothers movie in this list, first of all.
I had the Coen Brothers on like 3 of the.
Yeah, I mean, there were a lot of Coen Brothers movies floating around here. True
Yeah.
Grit is just masterful. Like I think that it is just a notch below No Country for Old Men in terms of like Coen Brothers output. Like it's fantastic. It's just yeah, Jeff Bridges is great. Haley Steinfeld.
It's like the world's
Was-
introduction to Haley.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
And like what a
Kate Bishop.
yeah.
And did she get nominated for an
Look at
Oscar
her
right
now.
out the gate?
She
with that?
did, I
Yeah.
think. The score was fantastic. Like everything about that movie
Matt
just
Damon biting his tongue off. It's
landed.
Great, man.
I love that. I love that scene where his Matt Damon's intro scene where he's like, "I'm a U.S. Marshal. I'm a Texas Ranger, or whatever." You know, I'm a Texas Ranger, and he says it so casually. But yeah, I love that movie. I actually saw Iris DeMent in concert. Who does the song that plays over the closing credits of that film? And afterwards, it was followed by a like outdoor screening of True Grit. Was just absolutely fantastic. Watching it like under the stars in the middle of nowhere.
Nice.
Great
And it is
stuff.
a remake that is so much better than
Yes, so much better. Like it's one of those times where it's like remaking it was the right decision because like
Motherfuck him and John Wayne.
Motherfuck him and John Wayne. What is that?
PE.
Yeah, Republican, yeah.
yeah. So fantastic. I think one of the best modern westerns, and I think modern westerns are made with a level of self-awareness that a lot of older westerns didn't
weren't.
have, and for better or worse, right? Like I mean, we can't change how movies were made in the 1950s and what our impressions of like the American West were back then, but True Grit and other modern westerns try to make amends and try to course correct a little bit. So
And also, whatever Sam Elliott's talking about these days of westerns. Oh boy, is he causing a stir. Were you a fan of Power of the Dog?
I was actually. I liked it. I didn't love it.
Okay.
I understand why people are praising it. Cinematography wise, it's just damn, those vistas are beautiful.
That's the one movie I don't think deserves to be there for cinematography nomination.
really?
I mean, it's
Green Knight should have been there. For
Oh, well,
Green Knight
fuck
should have
yeah,
been
it
all
should have
over
been.
the place.
Green Knight should have been everything. Best
Green
picture,
Knight was
best
my number
director.
2 for drama, but
was
I
fun.
think it's a little too new. I guess I don't know why. But then I chose No Way Home. But that's because everything else was chosen.
Well, it happens. All right, Brian, you're second of 2 here.
My next pick is going to be for sci-fi fantasy. I guess.
That last Starfighter.
I'm gonna just.
We rewatched that for the 100 Sci-Fi, and Leslie's like, "This movie's way better than I remember."
I'm gonna lock down the Winstead vote with Jurassic Park.
Oh, there
Yep, there you go. There you go.
but it's more than that. Like we talked a little bit earlier about like Into the Spider-Verse is going to launch like a new series of people into like the animation field. And like when I'm thinking about like movies that impacted me enough that not just I became a fan of movies, because I liked movies before Jurassic Park, but Jurassic Park was the movie where I wanted to learn everything I could about the process of making that movie.
And weirdly, none of the sequels has looked as good.
No,
as
that's
the
the-
original.
Even
That's the crazy
Spielberg's
thing.
own sequel is not even touching.
No,
Jurassic
no, no.
Park.
Like it still
I
holds
think
up.
the
The effects had so much to prove. They had so much to prove that they like poured everything into it.
Yep.
And it took years before any movie looked that good. Again,
Have
you know?
Have you watched the movies that make us on that?
Yeah.
And they were like all the special effects guys and the were talking about was how that CG was coming in and it was basically putting them out
Yeah,
of
putting
work.
them out of work.
Right.
Yeah, because they had the racing. Like, you can do the CG and we'll have this practical dude and we'll see which one works better.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think they ended up blending the two.
Yeah.
They did. And like, so there was a like an hour-long making of special that aired on Entertainment Television around the time that came out, and it would just loop on it because was like a fledgling network.
Yo,
Didn't
E was
really
the
have a lot to
business
go on
back in the day.
and like they were showing that thing over and over and over again. I swear I watched that hour-long special as much as I possibly could because I was just so invested in the making of Jurassic Park. Like, it was, not only was the movie just outstanding, but it captured me in a way that I'm sure that like 10-year-olds in 1977 felt when they saw Star Wars. You know,
Right.
it just, and this was the first movie of my generation that did that.
What's the best scene in Jurassic Park?
Oh, when the guy gets eaten on the toilet.
That's the culmination of the best scene in Jurassic Park, because I think the best scene is that whole
the whole scene with
cars
the
are stopped.
Tyrannosaurus Rex, yeah.
We're here at the T-Rex paddock. The electricity's going out. We know something they don't know, and that's that the electricity's out. And like, it's just
So good.
it's so
Where's the goat? What happened to the goat?
I just love
Lexi fucking out.
Yeah.
I just love that scene where you see the glass of water just like
Yeah, the trembling.
that is iconic.
Ill-portant.
Yes.
Ill-portant.
That it's so crazy to think that you could show the ripple effect in a glass now, and that's the first thing anybody thinks.
First
of.
thing I was thinking.
You know, it's just it is that movie defined that era. For
Yeah,
me.
we talk about like some of the greatest character introductions in movies. That
T-Rex.
the T-Rex is like yeah.
Yes. Oh my god, and it comes out and it's so much worse and so much bigger and scarier than you think it is. Oh no, we're gonna die. We're gonna die at Jurassic Park.
Carol,
I seriously thought I was done with Jurassic Park World movies
Yeah, you did until that trailer dropped, right?
until they brought back.
Nope, I'm done.
I refuse.
I'm done.
Fucking nerd catnip that trailer was.
I saw that first one that was that Lost or
Jurassic World.
Fallen
Jurassic
Kingdom.
World was the
Jurassic
first
World.
one.
I saw that and I was like, I'm done here, and I've stayed
actually-
done.
I like
I
World.
had fun at World, but I have not seen Fallen Kingdom.
Yeah, nor have I.
I didn't see Fallen Kingdom.
So are you back in for the new joint now?
I'll probably see it just because it's got Sam Neill in it. Yeah,
And
Jeff Goldblum.
Laura Dern.
Laura Dern.
And my girl Admiral Holdo. Okay.
Yeah, oh, baby.
I'll suffer through another Chris.
She gonna do the
movie.
hold maneuver. She doing the hold maneuver on a dinosaur.
Oh, man! She's going to drive one of those
Gonna
Jeeps.
run a dinosaur to a dinosaur.
Just run a car into it, it just bounces off.
It worked in the other movie. All right, Carol, it's on you. You got 3 spots left: animated comedy and foreign language. You're the only person who has not picked a foreign language, so you're kind of safe there.
Okay, I'm gonna choose my foreign language.
Okay, never mind.
I'm gonna go with Parasite.
Yes, that was on my list.
Oh.
It was between Parasite and Rashomon. So
Those were the two. Those were the other two on my list. So my foreign language picks were Seven Samurai, Parasite, Pan's Labyrinth, Rashomon.
Mine were In the Mood for Love, which I knew was fairly safe. I didn't even put Seven Samurai out of respect to Carol.
Thank you.
Crouching Tiger and Hard Boiled.
Yeah, I had Crouching Tiger on mine, Parasite, Old Boy, and Pan's Labyrinth.
Old Boy was close. Old Boy was close to my list, but yeah, Parasite.
Talk about it.
Damn, I love this film.
Yeah. Have you seen the black and white version?
I haven't seen the black and white version, but just the scene where it's raining and the rich couple are just enjoying the little rain while their son's out in his tent, while the poor couple is rushing to their apartment because they know it's flooded.
Yes.
Yes.
And it ends so spectacularly because you just know none of that is going to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a storybook heartbreaking sappy.
Yeah.
Oh, but it's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
But it's so real. Like
Yeah.
I did not
Like
go into
young
that
person's
movie
imagination.
knowing what to expect from it.
Yeah, neither did I.
Like and what it delivered was just crippling. Like I left there feeling like I had just been kicked in the gut.
Yep.
I've been curb stomped like that dude in American History X.
Shout out to Ed Norton. Have you seen Parasite?
I haven't seen that yet. I know it's on Hulu, isn't it?
I think it is.
Yeah.
I think it is.
Also,
Yeah.
Criterion edition. So pick that one. Pick that puppy up.
That's how I got the black and white joint. As a part of the Criterion.
It is very well deserving of the Best Picture win.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
well
I
deserving.
know
And
a lot of people
are-
were grumbling because it's a foreign language film, and why did it win the Best Picture?
Wasn't it the same?
Learn to read.
Wasn't
Wasn't it the same director that did Snowpiercer?
Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
Bong
Bong
Joon-ho.
Joon-ho.
Yeah.
And the host as well.
Yep.
Okay.
And his next movie has No, not DiCaprio. Pattinson.
Oh,
Pattinson's
Pattinson.
going to be in
Hey.
his,
Okay.
his next movie.
Okay.
Yeah. Parasite. Well done, Carol Coles.
Nice.
Germain, you've got animated, comedy, and drama left.
Let's go ahead and. I'm surprised I haven't done animated yet.
I am too.
Yeah, let's go ahead and do an animated here. Now I didn't
There's
actually.
only been one pick so far.
Yeah. I actually didn't tell you everything that was on my foreign language list because one of
you.
them,
You son of
Fuck
a bitch.
you.
one of them was
You
could have fell into animated also.
Son of a
Fuck you.
bitch.
Let's go ahead and get Akira.
Already wrote it down.
God damn it.
It was on my animated list. It was number 2 right behind Mr. Fox.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I mentioned it earlier. I name dropped Akira a little bit ago.
That is the movie. Yeah, that's the anime movie that you show people when you're like, "Hey, I've never seen anime before." It's
It's
like,
kind of like a double-edged sword because you show them the best and then everything after
everything else
that.
is
Everything
garbage
afterwards.
beyond that. Like,
You run the risk.
I think it's a good one to show them because if they don't like it, they
Then,
probably
yeah,
won't
nothing
like
else
it
is
anyway.
going to-
Nothing
yeah,
else is good.
that is
because
true.
You're not
it
gonna
is
waste
a
anybody's
tough
time.
film for some people to
yeah.
watch.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Dang,
tough
that
for me
teddy
to
bear.
watch.
That teddy bear is just.
Shout out to Kanye West, man.
Oh yeah, for
hey,
incorporating
yeah.
a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, incorporating the teddy bear, incorporating
Chronicle
part
was pretty essentially like
of
a
the live action Akira.
yeah.
Yeah.
God, that movie is so.
I love when Kanye West was like, I just really love this movie. Can we just make a video like this movie?
It was so ahead of its time, man. That was what 88.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's 88.
That was the thing that turned Western audiences on
Yeah.
to anime. Like
Yes.
that was the inflection point for Western audiences, and it's like,
It's like,
prior to
this
that,
is
it had
what-
just been
was what
Americanized
peaked
version
them.
of stuff,
Yeah.
like
And
Robotech and then
and
Speed Racer had
Voltron.
been on Voltron.
Yeah.
But like this was the thing that was like anime as the Japanese experience it
Yeah.
here for you, and
It's
oh
not
my
just
god,
a kid show. As a matter of fact, most of it isn't a kid show.
It's very much like a animated Cronenberg movie.
I think
Yeah,
it's what
yes, it is.
it's what piques their interest, and then Ghost in the Shell is what ends up pulling them all the
Yeah.
way in.
Yeah.
It's like Akira's like
Yeah.
the gateway, and then
Yeah, and then Evangelion locks them in.
Ghost in the Shell was one of the
God.
first 4Ks I bought when I got a 4K player.
the
What,
fact.
the ScarJo Ghost in the Shell?
No,
Oh, jeez.
son of a bitch.
But speaking of which, man, those visuals.
Of course, you fucker.
The fact that they do homage to that Akira poster to this day, it's like,
Oh yeah,
I've seen a
Constantly.
compilation of all the Akira slides
Yeah.
all throughout.
Just an iconic image. Yeah,
Good
great
call.
movie.
Good call. I hate it.
Thanks, I ate it.
I was actually also toying with that for foreign language. Is this over to me now?
yes, it
Yes,
is.
it is. All right, on the turn. It's horror time.
Dude, where's my car? Because
come
that's
on. I know
that's
you
the
just
thing that
love
scares Daryl the
Texas.
most is not finding his car.
It's Alzheimer's. Not remember where my car is.
Oh, dude, that was a horror movie.
You loved My Bloody Valentine, didn't you?
Thank you, Carol, for exposing me to the
Texas
things.
Chainsaw Massacre.
Idiocracy. Idiocracy was scary as hell. Like,
Oh, yeah.
It still is.
I
Yeah.
find real life scarier than Idiocracy at this point.
I think I'm going to go with Midsummer.
Yes.
That was number 3 on my list.
Yeah? Yeah.
I was extolling the virtues of Midsummer just a couple nights ago.
I have had arguments about Midsummer.
Like just
Like-
defending its merits, or
No, defending what you saw on the screen.
That's
People
that's the great thing about Midsummer. That's why I love it so much. Yeah.
I
all
keep
these-
hearing, because I keep hearing that movie is so fucked up. I refuse to watch it.
all these people saying Christian deserved it, and it's like, He was drugged from the moment he walked into the village.
He didn't deserve any
He
of this.
was, but wasn't he kind of a dick before they even
He
go on
was
the
a dick,
trip?
but dicks
didn't
don't.
I don't
deserve
think
it.
he
to be
deserved
burnt
that.
alive.
He didn't deserve to be stuffed in a bear.
I don't think
This
any
is, like,
one of them deserved what they got.
The
You know,
best breakup movie
Will
ever,
Poulter did.
because this
It is-
couple
well, Will
does
Poulter's-
not deserve to be together, and they should have broken up before they went to Sweden.
that's true.
Yeah, but then they had that sweetest fuck who's just like, look at
man.
my luscious locks. Mark Sizzlechest was up in there trying to get him to Sweden. It's
Come meet my family. No.
Look, I lived in Sweden and I experienced Midsummer, and I got to tell you, it's pretty accurate.
the horror movie that's almost 80%
Daylight.
Yeah,
bright as daylight.
bright. Very bright.
Ari Aster is a fucking madman. I think Midsummer is just a little bit better than Hereditary.
It's
is.
one, I agree, because the great thing about Midsummer is it's a movie about coping with loss and tragedy and finding a body of people that can help you manage what you're feeling through. And but no, they do that whole thing at the end where they're all screaming with her. It's like it's
a
empathy.
cult.
It is a cult, but it's empathizing in a way that like her boyfriend the whole time is not doing. That's the
They're only
only
doing
extent
that
to which
so
he.
she'll stay, so she'll have kids for them.
See, this is why I love Hereditary. This is why I love Midsummer. Because it's like we can have this conversation.
If she wakes
because
up
it's
10 days later and goes,
it's
I
great.
really want to go home, they're gonna burn her alive.
But what do you think? But what do you think the odds are she does that? I don't think she's going to do that.
Do you think she's in it for the long haul?
I don't think she. I think eventually she's gonna want to see a movie or have a telephone.
I don't know. I think she's over that. She's past that point in her life.
Like,
Like the telephone. Let's just be honest. The telephone
think-
never brought her
I
any good
think
news.
the moment, I think the moment the person in the little hut tells her that she's not sleeping with Pele, she's sleeping with somebody else because they need to move their little genetic markers across the board. That's when she goes, I want to go home.
But that's the question, right? Like, is it more valuable to be surrounded by people who can empathize with you?
Not if they're only empathizing to keep you around.
Yeah,
It's a
empathy
big
for
empathy.
manipulation.
Do you notice that? Do you realize that if you're going through the level of trauma that she went through? You know, that's
Probably not.
see,
but
that's the thing. Like, that's why I love the movie so much.
yeah.
So, Jamon, when
I'm
you
not
gonna
saying
watch
it's right for
Midsummer?
me or you. I'm saying it's right for her.
Probably never in this goddamn lifetime. If I can. Well, now shit. Now we have to do an episode on it. Shit.
Yeah. You're definitely gonna
Look,
be in
I won't
Midsummer.
be on that one.
I'm coming to the Midsummer episode. Look,
right,
I got some things.
All right.
I'm washing my hair that day.
Okay, my number 2. We got to keep this bad boy on a rolling here. Sci-fi fantasy. Oh. Like I just looked at mine. I'm like, I don't want to talk about any of these for 45 minutes that we haven't already talked about for 45 to 60 minutes on the podcast.
He's throwing in the towel.
We can talk about them. We can talk about them again. It's fine.
Just think this is going to be somebody's first
You know what?
podcast.
Film School 101. You keep it light.
Every podcast
and
is somebody's
simple.
first
It's the
podcast.
freshman course. So I'm going to keep it simple. Tron Legacy.
Okay.
That's simple.
There's no like big meaty like weighty themes.
No, okay, you're
throughout
right.
it.
You're right.
Like
Yeah.
it's a fairly breezy, fun movie.
Yeah.
That's kind of how I approached some of my list of like.
I think it's
it's
only-
entry level movies.
I think it's only 90 minutes long, isn't it?
No, it's longer
No,
than
it's
that.
longer
bro.
than 90 minutes?
It's got to be like an hour and 45 minutes at
Daft
least.
Punk needed to put the whole album there.
Well,
so
that's
they-
true. That's true. They need time to.
Yeah, They're like, you got to go back and film more shit, man, because
We got more
We got
songs.
more songs. We're retiring soon. Yeah, Tron Legacy, man. It's
I was teaching at the time. Like I was teaching in middle school at the time, and like Friday rolled around, and it was like a math teacher on my hall is like, "What are you doing tonight?" I was like, "Man, I cannot wait to go see Tron." He's like, "They made another Tron." You best believe I was the only fucking teacher at that school going to see Tron on a Friday night. But
well worth
yeah.
the 3D.
Oh,
well
yeah.
worth the 3D.
they Wizard of Oz this. I talked about it in the 100 Sci-Fi. The only time outside of Avatar where 3D was actually worth
it.
Yeah. And
And
the way
Doctor
that
Strange.
they
Doctor Strange was-
Doctor
yeah.
Strange was
Doctor
3D?
Strange.
yeah, Doctor
The 3D
Strange
that was good.
3D.
That was-
Oh,
yeah.
I didn't even know they did that. in
Yeah,
3D.
it was good in 3D.
That was trippy in 3D.
Yeah.
I actually
Don't
even
do drugs
like.
before.
I even like how they incorporated 3D in Dread.
Oh, with the
all the
drum.
slow motion. Yeah.
Leave it in.
That's what you think of Dread.
Actually, I had Dread as my
Yeah, all
my
the,
possible
all the
action
slow
movie.
But you
motion
see,
scenes
but-
were
yeah.
in 3D. Yeah,
Oh, so, okay.
You
I
can't
know where
put
that
Dread
came
on your list if I put The Raid.
same movie.
Same movie.
But nobody cares. Like, I'll take them both.
from. Gareth Evans.
I'll
conflict.
eat both of them. Don't think I won't.
Yeah, it's just a good, fun movie, man.
Killer soundtrack.
It's a killer soundtrack.
Shit,
Michael
yeah.
Sheen is just swinging for the fences.
Oh,
in his
yes.
scenes,
I want
doing
to see
his best David Bowie.
I want a prequel with him.
Yes,
Just
I want a
running that
prequel.
nightclub.
Watch
it's a-
anything with Michael Sheen. I've watched Twilight with Michael just because of Michael.
Ew. Yeah.
Wow, you will watch anything with Michael
Do you know,
Sheen.
during the pandemic,
Parts.
him and Tennant made a show over Zoom together.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, and it is delightful. Delightful.
Yeah. Well, we're privileged to live in the time of Michael Sheen.
Michael, yes, we are.
And David Tennant.
And Tennant.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck about Doctor Who, but I do love me some David Tennant.
What a great man.
everything about Tron. Like, it's almost a Jeff Bridges return to Lebowski.
Yep.
In
Yeah.
ways, he's a very zen character.
He's like
talking
he's
about-
like the final form of Jeffrey Lebowski.
I'm talking digital jazz, man.
Like if you
he's a good man and thorough.
like if he was a Pokemon, it would be
Bathrobe
like
has upgraded to the white.
a fully evolved Jeffrey Lebowski, like a Pokemon.
He's got the nice rug on the floor. It's like it just brings
Yeah.
the whole room
He
together.
finally tied the whole room together.
He couldn't even
The
get
rug pissers couldn't get to it.
He couldn't even get angry in it. He's like, man, you mess with my
Messing
Zen
with
thing,
my
man.
Zen thing, man. Man, I love that movie, man. It's so good.
Better
All
than
right.
it had any right to be, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, just so good.
Agreed. Mr. Jackson,
All right.
you got 2 spots left. Comedy, drama.
Let's go with the drama. Let's
Okay.
bring the drama.
You're the final drama pick, sir. Where are you going?
Let's go with the
The room?
No.
No, that's his pick.
No, we're gonna go. We're gonna go with some Clint Eastwood action here. $1 Million
Dirty
Baby.
Harry? Oh,
Whoa!
Wow,
Hey,
did not see that
There's a
coming.
dark horse for you.
yeah.
Great movie.
Dude, that movie, like, if you don't feel anything watching that movie, you are just a cold-hearted bastard. that
Fair
thing,
enough.
like, it really messes with your emotions.
That does.
They literally pull the rug out from under you. It like,
They pulled something out of it.
yeah, good God, too soon.
Yeah, I think this is maybe the last great Clint directed movie.
Gran Torino
was after
Torino.
that.
Yeah, it was
Gran
solid.
Torino is
I haven't watched Gran Torino.
man.
So
Oh,
Gran
it's
Torino's
solid.
Great.
Yeah.
I
It's a-
kind of
it's a
stopped
pretty
watching
solid-
him after the chair
After the
incident.
chair.
Oh, sure.
If you watch only one thing afterwards, Gran Torino's the one.
Yeah.
I watched the
What a
Mule,
powerful movie.
and it's a movie. But yeah, $1 Million Baby, man.
Dude, those performances. in
Did
that.
this what Oscars? This got somebody. some
Hillary
Oscars.
Swank won.
Hillary
Morgan
Swank.
Freeman won.
Yes.
Did it get Best Picture?
No.
It was nominated, but it didn't win.
Did Eastwood get Best Director?
He was
nominated.
nominated, but he
Nominated
didn't
again?
win. I can't
didn't
remember
lose
what
to
one.
Mystic
that
I
year.
River
thought
or
Freeman
something
got
like that?
Oh, yeah, I
supporting
think
for
it was Mystic
Unforgiven.
River.
I think it was Mystic River the same year.
Really? I've never
think
been a big
so.
fan of that movie.
That movie bugged.
Mr.
I read
River
the
is
book.
bleak as hell, man. And that's
I read the
like
book
$1 Million Baby is
beforehand.
bleak as hell.
Yeah, I read the book Mystic River beforehand. So
Who did that book?
Dennis
Lehane?
Lehane, the same one that did Shutter Island.
Yeah, that's right. That's
He likes to write bleak books.
Hey
Like,
man,
he's-
listen, you got your,
There's
you got
no
your
happy
lane.
ending.
More power to him, man. You know?
Corey McCarthy's like, good.
Once again, poor Anthony Mackie, man. Got knocked the fuck out.
Fuck yeah. Found out his parents had a real good marriage. Clarence parents.
Yeah, in my head canon, like after he got destroyed by Eminem, he went to the boxing and just kind of laid out.
Both of them became Falcon. All right, we got to keep this bad boy on a rolling here. Carol, you got animated and comedy left.
Animated, I'm going Ghost in the Shell.
Oh,
There
there
it
it is.
The non-dubbed version, please don't watch the dubbed version.
Correct.
It's other than Bateau, who is excellent because he does Bateau in SAC as well. But
I gotta be honest.
Standalone complex.
I don't think I've ever seen the dubbed version because the VHS I had was subtitled.
the
and
major is just who they got to do the major is just terrible. It's just so bad.
was it Gilbert Gottfried?
Gilbert Gottfried probably would have done a more emotional performance.
Oh, boy.
Jeez.
Oh, boy.
But yeah, this and Akira are the ones that you show people who have never seen anime before.
Yeah.
or are interested in watching some sci-fi anime.
Yeah, those are the two you go to. Like when it comes
Yeah.
to what are the best animes out there, my mind immediately goes to Akira, Ghost in the
As
Shell,
long as they're
and then
looking for
Fist of the
sci-fi.
North Star.
If they're looking for sci-fi. If
they're
they're not
looking
looking
for
for sci-fi,
sci-fi,
then
yeah.
you probably are better served going like, I don't know, Tenchi Muyo or something.
Just watch some Pokemon.
Yeah.
I guess Bebop out there as well.
Oh, Bebop. Bebop is the crowd pleaser, man.
That's your gateway
Trigun.
drug.
My
Trigun's
wife-
also-
my
that one's
wife
also
loved-
sci-fi though.
My wife loved Bebop. Like,
Yeah, well, that's
she
she
didn't
didn't know it's universal.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But yeah. Ghost in the Shell.
is
mwah.
it's just so cool.
existential.
It's been so long since I've seen that. Man.
Yeah. That's when I checked it out
Just watched
ahead
it
of the ScarJo joint because it had been a while, and man, it holds up, man.
Yeah.
It really does.
Good call. Good call. Mr. Martin, you are on your final two picks now.
Yeah. Now, so keeping with the animation train, and none of us, I don't think have any of us picked an American animated film. Well, you picked Fantastic Mr. Fox.
Yes.
So that's one, but nobody picked any Disney, and that's going to continue here. Which is crazy because I thought Jermon would pick The Lion King, but okay.
It's on.
But
on the
it's only
list,
because
yeah.
I thought somebody else would pick Akira. So Spirited Away is my favorite.
Miyazaki.
That was my number 4.
Because I got to get a Miyazaki in there. See, like what I'm going for are directors, right? Like I've got to get like the exemplary work of multiple directors onto my list. Spielberg with Jurassic Park, Scorsese, Goodfellas, Coppola, Godfather
so
2,
there's a theme
right?
to
Like,
this.
like I've got like I'm saying I did prep work for this. I didn't want to undersell the fact that I prepped for this, but
He suddenly realized that he had a bunch of directors on his list, so he's
no, that was on purpose because that's where I
You just
start.
put two and two together. It's like,
I start like if we're coming up with a syllabus for like the best movies, I've got to start with directors, and so I dial that back and I think, all right, who are the directors I need to talk about? Now in the comic book case, I was like, that was the first movie. I was like, it's got to be that. But Miyazaki is anime for a lot of people, and Spirited Away is personally maybe my second or third favorite, but it is way up there as far as like Miyazaki movies go. As far as movies go, I think Spirited Away is again kind of like one of those children's stories, but for adults, like kind of like Pan's Labyrinth. Like it's not really for kids, even though I think it's only rated PG. But like I don't know that American kids certainly would really click with it. But I think as an older person, you sit down and watch it, it's like this is just distilled magic, is what this movie is.
Okay.
So I love me some Spirited Away, man.
Spirited Away was number 2 seated in the giant Poprika bracket royale last year.
Not at all overlooked by yours truly.
Yeah, beat out by Spider-Verse. All right, and your last one is a comedy. There's only been one comedy taken by me.
All right, so this one,
You're all drafting comedies.
No, like I had my comedy pick locked in for most of the show. I just changed it about 5 minutes ago.
Okay.
And that's because I just hadn't thought about it until about 5 minutes ago. But I'm going with Dr. Strangelove, or How I Learned to Stop Worrying and Love the Bomb.
You just want to get some Kubrick on your list?
Kubrick. I mean, that's because I didn't have another Kubrick pick. But Dr. Strangelove is. It's depressing how well this movie holds up. That's all I'm going to say about it.
Peter Sellers is going for it.
And it's crazy to say I'm going
fight
for.
in the war room.
It's crazy to say I'm going for recency bias on a movie that came out in the 60s, but I sort of am.
Yeah.
Because we're on the brink of it, baby. And like this movie has never been more prescient and essential than it is at every single waking moment of human existence.
The Russians are coming for our precious bodily
It
fluids.
never goes away. Somebody this week was like fucking talking like that. Like an elected official was talking about like they're coming for our bodily fluids. Like he got really like those vibes going.
How long before we get a bunch of celebrities together singing Marvin Gaye's "What's Going On"?
Gal Gadot leading.
Oh my god!
leading
But all right, so going. I'm going to go Pete Lentz for a second here. Peter Sellers, man. Peter Sellers. Like, I don't know that there's ever been a comedic performance in a movie like Peter Sellers delivers in Doctor Strangelove, where he plays 3 different characters that are wildly different, and it's a master class, man.
Eddie Murphy
Like,
coming to America.
that's true. That's true. Oh, Nutty Professor. Anybody?
Definitely not that.
But yeah, no. But it's again, it shouldn't be as resonant as it is right now. But like, it's the kind of movie you'll sit down and watch right now, wherever now is.
Yeah.
I don't care when you're listening to this. You'll watch it and be like, oh God.
Brian's List. His action adventure is The Raid Redemption. His animated is Spirited Away. His comedy is Doctor Strangelove, blah, 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 blah. His comic book is Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. His drama is Goodfellas. Foreign language, Pan's Labyrinth. His horror is Alien. Sci-fi fantasy is Jurassic Park. His sweeping epic is The Godfather Part 2. And Western True Grit, the
Yeah,
remake.
I really did hit all the directors I wanted to hit in there.
Yeah? You feeling good about this?
Kind of like you. I feel good, like, even if I don't win, it's like I feel like I've got a lot of good movies in there to talk about. So
Fair enough. Carol, bring it home for your last one.
Okay, so
Comedy.
Doctor Strangelove was my number one.
Another snipe.
a 10th round snipe. Look at
Round
that.
Snipe. You don't see that too often.
No.
I'm gonna have to go with my backup, which is either Holy Grail or Life of Brian. I'm gonna go with the one that I want to talk about, which is Monty Python Life of Brian.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
Holy Grail was my first one. And I was
Good
like,
for you.
I
Good
love
for you.
Holy Grail. I love Holy Grail. It's probably the funnier film,
Yes.
but Life of Brian is the more coherent film. And I love the fact that they took on organized religion.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Is that the one with all the stones and stuff where they were
Oh,
buying
yeah.
the rocks and
Where
stuff?
Where the men are dressed as women, dressed as men, so they can stone somebody.
Yeah, they got the fake
Yeah, let me
beard.
get a box of-
Absolute fucking
Get a
brilliant.
box of pebbles and what's
The
Pebbles,
Servant of the
three
Mount
good
that
stones. Give me
can't
5
quite
flat
hear.
ones and a box of pebbles.
Yeah, that movie is so ridiculous. He's not the Messiah. He's a very naughty boy.
I think it's Monty Python at their best.
And my favorite song.
Yeah.
came out
Oh
of that movie.
God. Always
Oh,
look on the bright side of life. And it's just a depressing damn ending. They're all just nailed
So
to crosses.
wonderful. So
Crucified
wonderful.
and singing about it.
Crucified singing about it, and several people come up to rescue Brian, and they rescue the wrong person. I'm Brian, and so is my wife.
It's so good, man. So good.
Great pick.
Great pick. It's been a while since I've watched Life of Brian. I tend to go back to Holy Grail and Meaning of Life, which is kind of the weakest one. But
I love Meaning of Life, man. Like, I lent that DVD to somebody, like, and she had it for, like, I swear to God, like 10 years.
The universe.
And she
song
gave
is
it- I got- it
probably-
came
Carol
back.
had one of mine for about 2 years.
It came back, and
That
she was like,
Mia?
"Thank you so
actually
much."
lent it to Mia.
All right, that's true. That's true.
It's what Meaning of Life is
Meaning
great.
of
The world's fattest man,
Mr.
like,
Creosote there.
So what for
Just,
Finn
it's
is?
only whopper thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, you suck off.
There's the goop coming out of his mouth. Oh my God.
And then he feeds it and then dives
Yeah.
over the hedges. Carol's list for action adventure: Die Hard, animated Ghost in the Shell, comedy Mike Python, The Life of Brian, comic book movie Spider-Man: No Way Home, drama Pulp Fiction, foreign language Parasite, horror The Thing, sci-fi fantasy Lord of the Rings: Fellowship of the Ring, sweeping epic Seven Samurai, and western No Country for Old Men.
That is a fantastic
That's a
list.
That is
Yeah.
a pretty good. How
Like,
you
all
feel?
right,
Solid.
I don't want to say anything, but like, you're not like a rookie, but like you're kind of. But like that is a strong fucking list.
Strong
Thank
list.
you.
Mr. Jackson.
All right, I got what comedy left.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a couple here. You'd think I'm gonna go with obvious picks here.
There are.
I might not go that route. I like some of my comedies. I like a good satire from time to time, and I'm going to choose a satire here. Tropic Thunder.
Oh.
Now,
Didn't see that coming.
You just lost to Leslie Ellsworth.
now, right off jump, you would think, yeah, it's just this foul mouth rated R comedy, but like it is just a total send up of Hollywood.
Yes.
Best Tom Cruise performance in a while.
Oh my God!
Oh,
Yes,
hands down, yeah.
that Robert Downey Jr. just swung for the fences.
Yeah, he did.
Like I love, even to the point where he made the joke where they were like, "Hey, I don't break character until I finish the DVD commentary." And if you actually listen to the DVD commentary, he's in character the entire time
Until the very end credits.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's so great.
God, that movie is amazing.
I don't
Like,
break here until the DVD commentary.
when it it literally starts out and hits you in the face with the Al Pacino
With the booty
commercial,
sweat?
the booty
Yep.
sweat, and the busting
Yep.
up bars.
Yep.
I was like, "What is this?"
It's a great lampooning of Hollywood, and it's the side characters are so good that you forget like Ben Stiller is the main
Matthew
character.
McConaughey was in there, just like
Yeah, it's his agent, right?
yeah.
Yeah. I think Jack Black is hilarious in
Yes.
this movie as well.
It's some of the most fun I've had in a comedy movie in the last 20 years, probably.
Yes.
Agreed. Well done, Mr. Jackson's finalist: action adventure T2 Judgment Day, animated Akira, comedy Tropic Thunder, comic book The Dark Knight, drama The $1 Million Baby, which is interesting. Didn't see that
Good
coming.
pick, man.
Foreign language Hero. Looking forward to that episode. Horror, Get Out. Sci-fi fantasy, The Matrix, The Sweeping Epic, Malcolm X, and the Western Logan. That's how you feeling, sir?
That's pretty strong, I think.
Yeah, I would agree so. I'm going to finish up my last bits here. Sweeping Epic, Lawrence of Arabia.
Gotta pick it.
You got to pick it.
It was definitely on my list, as was
As-
Fellowship of the Ring.
I had Fellowship as epic, but I'm like, no.
But it doesn't qualify. I don't think.
gotta-
I had it
I
on.
gotta
I had it
go.
on fantasy, but I had Seven Samurai for sure, and Lawrence of Arabia. God, Lawrence of Arabia.
There's a moment where I was going to go Kingdom of Heaven, the director's cut.
Oh sure. Okay.
But was the director's cut released in the theater?
Actually, no, it wasn't.
Do we
It wasn't.
specify how to be released?
I
We
literally
didn't
have
specify, but yeah, whatever.
I literally
it
have
wasn't,
4
yeah.
picks on here for my sweeping epics.
Yeah, what were
Endgame, Malcolm X, Titanic, and Wolf of Wall Street.
Wolf of Wall Street.
That was the darkest of dark horses.
not Ben
I was like, hey, this is 3 hours. This is
not 10 Commandments, man. Not
Schindler's
Cleopatra.
List was over 3 hours long.
I had Gandhi on mine, and I almost chose. Well, I was going to choose Seven Samurai no matter what.
Yeah.
Something
Sweeping
else.
epics that exposes a lot of my blind spots.
I wanted Gladiator, but it's not quite there.
I think it exposes your attention span.
That too.
I'm gonna take my Western real quick. I guess I just gotta go. Oh boy.
Old boy's not in Western.
With the Spike Lee joint?
Oh God, I saw
Got
that.
Josh Brolin in it. He was in No Country for Old Men. That's close enough. I think I'm gonna go.
How do you have 2 left?
Yeah, I was also wondering that.
What happened?
No one chose
We must
Tombstone?
have. We must have just rotated around. Well, Pete Lentz isn't here. He would have chosen Tombstone.
Yeah, I gotta go to the Good, Bad, and the Ugly, man.
Yeah, that was on my list.
Yeah.
Absolutely on my list.
It was either
Like,
that or Unforgiven.
it's like if you're thinking of westerns, it's the first thing you think of. I
Yeah.
think like
Yeah, I mean, it's the first one I think of because it's the first one I actually liked. Like when growing up,
How long is that movie? Does that count as a sweeping?
it would. I think I think it's over
2
3
and some
hours.
change. I think
Yeah.
the director's cut gets it close, but it wasn't released in theaters.
Oh.
Yeah, like growing up, like my mom would have westerns playing, and it'd be like the John Wayne bullshit, and I'd be like, I don't care about this. So when someone's like trying to Clint Eastwood westerns, I was like, still don't fucking care. And then I actually watched them, and yeah, the Dollars trilogy, culminating in the Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, is just monumental. Have you seen Good, Bad, and the Ugly?
I don't think I may have a long time ago.
I know it was streaming.
If I did,
somewhere.
if I did, I barely remember it.
Oh, man,
Best thing Lee Van Cleef ever did.
Hey,
don't
he's Escape from
know.
New York.
Yeah.
Okay.
But still, the best thing Lee Van Cleef ever did was, he's great as the bad in this movie.
Let me tell you-
Eli Wallach is
always
also
the ugly.
swinging for it. He's the most
Tuco.
hustling dude in that whole movie. My man's gun is tied to a piece of raw string around his neck the whole movie. He doesn't even have a holster. So much good in that.
There are a lot of Western was the hardest category to
Oh,
draft
yeah.
for because I feel like there are a lot of really good westerns that Poprika probably hasn't seen. Like
We don't talk about westerns.
like
No.
Treasure of the Sierra Madre with
with Humphrey
Once Upon a
Bogart.
Time in the Old West was on my list, actually.
Once Upon a Time in the Old West.
Once
No, Once Upon a Time in the West. Yeah.
Yeah, I've not been able to make it
It
through
was
that
so
movie. I
bad.
fall asleep every time.
I almost considered The Harder They Fall. That's how bad I was trying to scrape for it.
I gotta be honest.
Which one
I
came out
thought
6 months ago.
Yeah.
I
Hell
thought
or
that's
High
where you were
Water
going to
was
land.
close on my list. I came close to putting Hell or
Hell or High
Water.
Water is a great modern western.
Even Django Unchained, I had on
That
here.
would have qualified.
Yeah.
That's
Paul.
what I thought you were going to go with. Your
Django.
Western. Yeah,
I
thought
did
you were
not
gonna
get
go
any
with Django.
Tarantino on my list.
My final pick or final list: action adventure Raiders of the Lost Ark. My animated The Fantastic Mr. Fox. My comedy Hot Fuzz. My comic book Watchmen. My drama Inglorious Bastards. My foreign language In the Mood for Love. My horror Midsummer. My sci-fi fantasy Tron Legacy. My sweeping epic Lawrence of Arabia, and my western The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly.
Can I just say this is like one of the first drafts I've been a part of where Star Wars did not get drafted in something?
It
At
was
all.
number 1 or 2 on my sci-fi, and I was
had
like, I'm
Empires.
That's-
I had that in Empire. on my
That's why
sci-fi.
I kept sci-fi fantasy kind of. I didn't get to it for a while because I was like, I mean, like it's right there.
Yeah. Yeah. So 40 movies that we'll be talking about over the course of however long it takes us to talk about these joints. Man, it should be an interesting bit of business.
I'll be there for about 39.
You're not showing for Midsummer?
I'm not showing up for that shit. Goes the fuck out of y'all. Wouldn't Midsummer. Fuck that.
Siobhan left us on read. All right, that is it for the film school draft, man. Hopefully you all enjoyed, man. Like I said, this will spin off into a whole series talking about each one of these bad boys. That's it for us. Till the next draft, man. You all take it easy and have a good one.